gentlemen, the winner of this contest.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Because we just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Because we just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Mother effing melts.
You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know?
What's the point?
The point is SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
Because we just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Put me out of my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we just secured the bag.
But like, you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in two places at once. It'll be a lot like my favorite movie. Time Cop. This is so great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
To keep themselves safe.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let me get wild. Yeah.
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
I've been forced to vacate the AEW World Trios Championship.
You think we're missing anything? Not doing any singles with me?
Hey, you okay? That was great. Way to go. Great job, Ty. Very nice.
Tony Khan created a revolution.
Show days, super chaotic. A lot of times we get here and we don't know what we're doing till hours, minutes before we go out there.
There literally are, I think some weeks, 100 talents running around backstage.
At that point, it caught Tony Khan's ear, and he started thinking, maybe I want to do this. Let's get together. And I guess the rest is history, right?
We're just getting started, but it's a great fight to start a great night. It's gonna be fun, right? I'm excited. Ready to go? Go to break.
Figured out what works as a hero in the ring for me.
Austin wants to be here so bad.
Is it a break spot?
Not yet.
Tonight. That was big.
SDL. Two bad bitches, one hot shot. B3 CCA, bitch. Two bad bitches, one hot shot. Hello, hello. It's that B3 flow. You said you know me? I think you don't. My friends are rich and you're looking hella broke. With Matt, I'm the real rough rider. Can't keep up, my arms must be tired. Slow-mo, supervillain Zack Snyder. You talk shit, but I know you're a subscriber. DSL on our lips cause we're naughty. Hannah Montana acting like Miley. We can't stop cause we're the life of the party. Got your man squirming Scotty too haughty. STL with the dollar sign ho. B3CCA with the 3 cause I'm cool. Face hat, ass fat,
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show, episode 189, I believe. Yeah. I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks, and I'm here. We're a little bit early today now. I was going to stream at like 5 a.m. my time or 6 a.m. my time or whatever and do Crown Jewel. There's no goddamn way. I was up editing till like 2 a.m. And then I'm like, okay, I need to go to sleep, right? So I was like, fuck it. I woke up when I woke up, and then I watched it, and then I was like, okay, we'll do the show at relatively the same time, but still a little bit early because everybody's buzzing from Crown Jewel and all of that. So welcome to PWT Live Show. Man, what a day, what a last couple days in pro wrestling. I had to watch SmackDown. SmackDown was on in the morning. I had to watch it after the fact. Same with Crown Jewel. So I stayed off social media big time the last couple few days, and there is a lot of news out of nowhere to get to, primarily in the WWE department. We have John Cena versus AJ Styles, one of the greatest matches of all time in the history books right there. That's an early little teaser of what we're just going to review Crown Jewel. We're going to talk about SmackDown as well. NXT, Evolve, LFG, ID, whatever you want to call it. They did some roster cuts, and I actually, like I told you guys, I've been off socials, so I should have posted this, but I posted it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get in the PWT Discord. But Thursday, I DM'd somebody, and I was like, yo, all the fucking ID people are leaving. Like, a bunch of them, man. And, yeah, it ended up happening. I didn't expect, like, Wesley and shit to go, too, but, like, a bunch of Evolve folks. And I said it. You can go look in the Discord. I just posted the screen grab of what I DM'd my friend of the show, Husey, here. And, yeah, I let him know. I was like, dude, all the names are leaving. Like, I don't know what's going on, but... and Thursday, you saw a couple of them announcing, like, oh, I won't be renewing with Evolve and all that. And then you start to see, like, names are... like, they're cutting people. I didn't expect all that. So we're going to talk about that. And what else? JD from NY got booted off of a fucking another indie show because of Mercedes Monea and Tony Akana. And so we're going to get into that. Man, we have lots to get to. There's also UFC on Rio. If you guys are into UFC, there's a Charles Oliveira's fighting today. And I think the prelims are on right now. So that's cool. But yeah, there is ratings discourse. There's tons. We have a jam-packed, loaded show. Saturday night, PWT. You already know what it is. So let's get into it. We're going to start things off. Or did I do all my plugs, guys? Check out patreon.com/prowrestletimes. Guys, Pro Wrestle Clips is 50 or like less than 50 subs away from 7,200 subscribers on the Pro Wrestle Clips channel. Thank you so much. And over at Pro Wrestle Times, I think we're like the same. We're like less than 40 subs away from, I want to say 2,100, or yeah, I think it's 2,100. So thank you guys. You guys are fucking amazing. You can super chat in or become a member for only 99 cents. I do Member Monday shows on Monday. That also is a Raw in Perth on Monday. So the member show, guys, just expect one during the day. And those are always fun. We do watch-alongs. We do APA, Ask Phil Anything. We do we do all kinds of shit. So yeah, make sure you guys tune into that and consider becoming a patron or super chatting in if you support what I do. You can also just hit like, subscribe, tell a friend, retweet some shit, all that good stuff. I appreciate you all. Round of applause for the PWT universe for being here as everyone files in. And the replay of the show will be posted on the Times channel, okay, the second channel. So make sure you guys are subbed over there too. Speaking of which, we have F1WGP7 gifted a Pro Wrestle Clips membership. So again, you guys can gift memberships.
Acknowledge me.
And then Patty for 2 says, the best guys, Tony. No, it's PWT. PWT. The best guy, man. The best guy, Tony. And thank you, Patty. Thank you for your goddamn support. And yeah,
best guys, Tony Khan.
we're going to talk about that situation with JD a little bit. So let's get into Tuesday. PWT is better for me than 11 p.m. Monday show. No. I'll do it Monday, but it'll be like during the day. It'll just be like a random non-watch along show, and we'll like EFAP a video or I always come with good bits. I always come prepared. Don't worry. So we got infinite content here. And of course, guys, oh yeah, my new podcast, Dave Meltzer, Dumb Moment of the Week, # double DMW. It is live on YouTube Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, and wherever podcasts are. There's a link for the RSS feed. You can copy and paste that into whatever your player is. And then, like, if you can't find it on search, just because we're not like approved, we're not like accepted everywhere yet, but we're on Spotify for sure. Dave Meltzer, Dumb Moment of the Week, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys check that out. Okay. So, guys, SmackDown. Let's talk about SmackDown. There's been just a slew. We'll hit a little. We'll hit breaking news, even though this isn't news, or we'll just hit a dummy.
Yeah. That's like for dirtbags and lily pickers.
Because we are going to just talk about SmackDown a bit and review Crown Jewel, and then we'll get into all the hot news, and then, yeah, we'll do the damn thing. So, and we have sickos galore, very WWE-focused sicko action going on, and it stems from the Crown Jewel show. That's the other thing we're going to talk about tonight is those fans were rabid, and they were... They're just all type of sickos. Wade Barrett even called them sickos on commentary. It was fucking hilarious. He should call them wackos, though. See, nobody wants to accept wackos yet, but eventually that will become like common vernacular like sickos. And WWE fans will be known as fucking wackos. And that will be because your boy Phil, but I won't get the flowers for it, but that's all good. So SmackDown was in Perth. The stage was awesome. They had like the Jewel. Again, the SmackDown was like, what was the attendance? The same as the Crown Jewel show. Like, it was fucking loaded to the tits. The crowd was crazy. And it was an above average SmackDown for sure. Who knows if that's directly because of people being like, oh, SmackDown has been the shits, or if that's because they were in Perth. So they put on a great show, or a mixture of both, but they went all out to stay on with the AEW puns and vernacular there and applying it to WWE, which seems to be what they're doing. They're kind of just hijacking everything, but that's not uncommon. Like when the Young Bucks were super kick partying everyone, they started saying the Usos were doing super kick parties and all of that. So it's been happening for a long ass time. I digress. So SmackDown off the dome here. I don't have the card pulled up. I probably could do it, but fuck it. We had the last man standing match, right? That was pretty fucking awesome. The finish with the fireball in the face. Now, I want to say, didn't Karrion Kross and Scarlett try a fire or a dust in the face not long ago? I'm pretty sure with Sammy. They did like a hairspray in the eyes or something, right? I think they might have tried and botched a fireball even. If I'm not mistaken, someone can fact check me on that in chat. And to me, it looked like, if you remove Zelina and fucking Alistair, that could have been Scarlett and Kross right there in this role. Am I off on that? Like, they didn't even, that's why they just were okay letting them go, because it's like, well, we'll just slide Alistair and Zelina in whatever spooky guy plans we have for you two, or I don't know what it is. Like, timing is everything. To me, it just felt very much like, damn, this is like Kross and Scarlett, what they could be doing right now. But I'm okay with it being Black and Zelina. It makes Zelina interesting to me again for once in the longest time. And I've been saying it, just fuck it, hurry up and put them together. And so the finish was nice. Now, obviously, on the wheel kick and the camera angle they caught it on, like, Alistair didn't lay it in like he would if they were in the ring, because you don't want something to accidentally go wrong and accidentally really push kick Priest off the shit or like stun him a bit to where he loses his footing. Like the man's diving off a stage. So the wheel kick, it was like fireball to the face, wheel kick to the shoulder pretty clearly. But hey, I'm not hating on that at all, right? We're suspending our disbelief. And then the people standing behind them where Zelina walked through the crowd, that row of folks there, clearly plants. It was way too obvious, but again, it didn't take me out of the moment. It was like when they were replaying it where I was like, God, you guys really are plants, huh? Because you could tell, but obviously they need that for safety. Like Zelina can't just be walking through the crowd, right? You have some fucking weirdo, some sicko, some wacko out there, grab her or something, you know? That just happened to Billie Eilish. Some guy like tried to pull her into the sea of fans. It's like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, you need the what are they like? I don't know, the ID talent who didn't get released or what? I don't know where these folks were from, but they were clearly like plants just in that front row. But that was fine. I'm just pointing that out because I'm an uber smart. I'm a smart fan, Brian, and I have to point these things out because I'm autistic. Just kidding. But anyways, or maybe I'm not. I really don't know. So what else happened on that show? You had, I really should have it pulled up, but you have Rhodes came out there. He cut a good promo. I am going to pull it up because Crown Jewel just was so good that I like pooped SmackDown out of my head already. SmackDown results. And I know it'll hit. Oh, right. So we had the Wyatt 6 before take on the Wyatts again. Did I just say Wyatt 6? The Street Profits take on the Wyatt 6 again. And they got their old music back. So there's been some discussion about like, a couple people got their old themes back. And then some story came out. We're going to talk about it in a bit. Apparently people are requesting their old themes. I say do it. Like, you own the rights. You'll put them in the video games. Like, fuck it. I don't know if they're worried about, well, our new band that we want collecting the royalties because we get a cut of it, or I don't know how that works. But here, I have something pulled up. Here, I have an outline, so I'm not just freestyling. Rhodes did his thing. Oh, right. So I popped huge for this. How could I forget any of this? This is what I mean, right? This was just a jam-packed like couple of days of wrestling. It felt like 2 back-to-back PLEs. Okay, so you had Sami Zayn come out and he does his open challenge, okay, for the US title. And he's been crushing it. Like Rey Fenix, John Cena. Who else has he fought? Javon, I think Mello he gave a shot to. He's 5 for 5, they were saying. And then Shinsuke comes out of nowhere. Old theme, new gear. Oh, man, I was marking out hard for it. Phil S. Markson out hard for it. And it was, I don't know. I just love the match was going great. And then you get fucking a run in, which is kind of shitty that Sammy out of his 6 matches, like 2 of them have been guys running in and shit, but there's a greater picture here. There's a story that's being told, and Solo Sikoa is eyeing up the titles. And after the Street Profits and Wyatt 6, we get another brilliant moment, which I'll get into in a minute. But clearly the MFTs are eyeing up the titles. And even though the MFTs have been prevalent and people are even complaining and saying, we're tired of the bloodline and shit, or the floodline, as again, I coined that term. But the thing is the floodline have now reinvented themselves, and they've done it again without even really going away. I guess Tama Tonga did, but we'll get to all that. Heavy New Japan presence here. So Sammy takes on Shinsuke, brilliant match. The MFTs run in, and they're all wearing the GOD's Gorillas of Destiny fucking war paint. Okay? And we talked about this a long time ago. I don't like how Cobb is with the bloodline and not Reed, although I will give WWE credit. They've continued the Roman Reigns aspect of the Bronson Reed floodline versus bloodline story points. And we pointed this out a long time ago, but I was like, but like Jeff Cobb and these guys were all in New Japan together, okay? And they're in Australia. They're on the other side of the planet. I mean, you see a heavy Joshi and Shinsuke Nakamura's here. He was in New Japan. So this is like a New Japan moment over there, right? So I'm down with all that. And it really helped get Cobb over. Because if they were in Nuge, that some shit like that would have happened in Nuge, you know? Like Cobb would have defected, joined the Gorillas or something. I don't fucking know. It gave me bad luck Fale vibes, I guess, to an extent. But it was cool, man. And it showed them on like more of a united front than just wearing black and red trim, you know? And Tala Tonga was painted. You see the GOD's paint and all that. And we'll likely get a Shinsuke and Sammy versus MFT or GOD, whatever you want to call them, tag match down the line. And I think Solo's coming back after that United States title. And after the Wyatt 6 match, they get the win. That match was what it was. And the Profits just lose rather quickly. And then we get a great moment. Uncle Howdy wasn't there, but we get a great moment where the MFTs stalk and prey on the Wyatts. And you get a stare down, and they don't back down. And again, that's when Solo comes out and is like, nah, we'll deal with you guys later. So it appears they're eyeing up the tag titles as well. Also, we had Jacob Fatu tease, hey, Rhodes, like, I'm coming for that shit. When you're done dealing with what you're dealing with, I'm coming to get that belt as well. So fucking awesome. But in the Wyatt 6 part, you had Nikki Cross standing her ground and like getting in Solo's face and like, what are you going to do? We'll fight you right now. We don't give a fuck about none of that. And it was weird that Howdy wasn't there, but at the same time, you know, Howdy's going to be like pissed about that. They're going to sort of set their sights on, they don't back down. The Wyatts will start like haunting the MFTs and shit. And the MFTs aren't going to fucking cower away like the entire tag division did. So that was really good too. And the way it didn't just turn into a brawl and they lay waste to Wyatt 6, like, you know, they have them outnumbered, but Solo's like, nah, now's not the time. Like, we let them know. And it's just Nikki here up in my face. Like, you know, it's a girl, whatever. I don't know. I just really loved that moment. That was great shit. And man, what else was good on this SmackDown? Let me just quickly scroll through Bleacher Report. Oh yeah, you had the tag match. I'm gonna be honest. The tag match with Kiana and Julia. Kiana and Julia's not working for me. It's just not working for me. If Kiana wasn't wrestling and shit, great. She should just be a manager if she's gonna be there. Like, I don't need her in matches. We're already at a point too where like the two world champions are in a tag match against the women's US champion in a with her manager or whatever, you know. Flesh out this women's tag division or get fucking rid of it. Make the women's tag titles a World Cup, a women tag tournament once a year. Just do it that way if you're not gonna, you know, because there's too much belts now. Like, Julia's got this belt. Her with Kiana's just not working. I'm sorry. It really isn't. And this tag match should have been better than it was considering who's all in it. 3 of the 4 participants. And I know she's there to eat a pin. I don't know. Didn't need to be on the show. I feel like, honest to God, just let Tiffy and fucking Steph fight. It's already a big. They did a good job of giving like the sports feel. It's a super title. It traveled from Riyadh to Australia, and they get this ring, and you get to keep that ring, and that's a gift from the Saudis. I highly doubt. Maybe it's fake and all that. It's a kayfabe, brother, but I don't know, man. The Saudis are known for gifting like these expensive belts and rings. They did it in MMA where these guys won these belts and then they won rings with it, and the rings like locked into the belts and shit. It was super cool, man. Bellator fought PFL in Saudi and did like these super fight titles or whatever. And when you won, you got like a blingin' belt and these ballin' rings, but these rings did like Power Ranger style. They like locked into the fucking belt so you could take it off and it looked like a stone in the belt. I don't know, man. They go all out for these like sporting events and stuff. So good on. We'll talk about Crown Jewel in a minute. And then I think that was a SmackDown review. Like, goddamn, was it good? And it wasn't overstuffed. Like, it was just enough story shit, just enough return, shock, and awe, just enough shit that makes me go, fuck, I want to see SmackDown next week, but it's not gonna be paid off. Or it wasn't just all like Crown Jewels tomorrow. You know, we get some Sammy, Shinsuke, Wyatt 6, MFT shit. None of that shit was on Crown Jewel on the pay-per-view at all, you know? And I'm totally okay with that. So, let's move over here to let's see, Crown Jewel. So the show started off. Now I gave this show, I'm going to grade it overall, and I put a poll in the chat. What did you guys grade WWE Crown Jewel? A, B, C, or D? To me, it was an A, and I don't give it an A plus because I think they fucked up the formatting of the show a little bit. The crowd was kind of dead come the main event. Now, because these Crown Jewel belts are just these like one-off super belts or whatever, I think they could have did the women's and men's back to back, or you could have saved Cena AJ last. I truly think you could have done it and it wouldn't be so egregious, because you had two of these titles, like the women's tag match went on after the women's Crown Jewel, if I'm not mistaken. So like, did that really matter? You know? Yeah, just because the crowd just seemed a little burnt out watching the event, and it was like a roller coaster ride where it was going up and up and up, and it really peaked. But I'm not saying they weren't hot or weren't super fucking into the matches and like what they needed to be. Just you could kind of feel it where it was like, damn, how do you go from here? You know, we got to like bring them down, then bring them back up again, like a roller coaster. But they didn't quite achieve that. It just sort of like leveled out after the big hill and the ride ended, which was totally fine. This event, I thought, knocked it out of I had a fucking blast. It was a shock finish too with Seth. If I'm gonna jump all over the place here a little bit, I guess, like Seth winning the Crown Jewel. I didn't expect that. I got to be honest, or I didn't expect it in the way, because I'm going to throw it out there. These dirt sheets, like Dave Meltzer's, like Austin Theory is on. Yeah, name is being thrown around there. Yeah, don't be shocked if Theory joins the Vision or whatever. That's their name? The Oracle, the Vision. Yeah, that's Heyman's name now. The Oracle, the Vision Quest. Seth and these guys could definitely add more younger members and shit. And Austin Theory's one of those guys. People were bringing up the video of Paul Heyman like introducing Austin Theory in Evolve and stuff like that. It could totally happen. And I thought we were going to get an Austin Theory run out and have him like hook the leg of fucking Rhodes and then Seth hits a stomp or something. But no, I got to be honest. The Rhodes Seth match didn't do itself any favors by hitting like super avalanche Cody Cutters and Crossroadses and he hit a Crossroads off the top. Like that should be death. That should be death. And we got super stomps and all this shit. And it came after the Cena AJ match, which I want to save for last. I want to glaze it last, right? Glaze the best for last, as they say. Am I right, fellas? Am I right?
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
So I just think they didn't do themselves any favors. And then also just the show ending, Rollins grabbing the mic and just being like, yeah, fuck you guys. And you need pay-per-views that end like that sometimes, guys. It can't all just be like, yeah, the fucking. So I get why they went this route. It keeps you coming back. And there's a Raw on Monday that most of the people there likely bought the fucking combo tickets or whatever. And a bunch of them will be back there and it will be an entertainment. Like they gave so much wrestling to Perth. Is it the same building? I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it will be, just saving costs and whatnot. But that match was banging. If the Cena AJ match didn't just steal the fucking show, and if Reed and Roman didn't have such good chemistry like they do, and I get it, a lot of people are kind of over the Uso runouts and the Reed runouts and shit. I know I am. It's getting kind of tiresome, but either way, if this Rhodes Rollins match was on like a card where it headlined it and nothing else, like fucking just melted everyone's minds the way that Cena AJ did, they'd have stole the show. Everyone would be like, oh, fuck, it's awesome. But it just felt AEW-y because of what Cena and AJ did earlier, which is AEW-y, but not in the way AEW does it. Like, AEW just does these spam finisher matches with death-defying fucking should-be injury angles. Like, you know, they do this shit every fucking week, every show. The whole show is just 10 million miles a minute of fucking people doing the utmost to try and pop Tony Khan in the back like a little baby. And that's not how you get to situations where you're in a building like Crown Jewel's in, where the Saudis are putting up these fucking titles and rings, and fucking Crown and Perth is this crazy rabid fan sold out building, the greatest fucking TNA wrestler versus the greatest WWE wrestler of all time. You can't get there. You'll never have this moment in AEW where you can have a payoff where they spam finishers and do crazy shit. And I've seen some complete and utter redacts be like, there's no psychology in the match. I'm gonna blow that whole shit up when I review Cena AJ, which I kind of am, but I'm just giving you the sizzle to the steak. But Rhodes and Rollins, just to reiterate it, get it, drill the point home, it would have served them better if this was like their own card to go out there and steal the show and spam the finishers and do the avalanche and the 7 kickouts and the blah blah blah. Because it's getting tiresome with all these matches, all these wrestlers kicking out of each other's shit now. It's like, fuck, man, no move is sacred anymore. We had the Crown Jewel winner was Stephanie Vaquer. I just had a feeling I just can't believe they beat Tiffy so clean. That just shows you how far they're going to push Stephanie and what they see in her future. She's the world champ. Tiffany ate that. Well, let's talk about it. The match was pretty solid. Again, did it go out there and steal the show? No, it wasn't supposed to. But it was a tremendous match between these two. And Stephanie gets the W. I can't remember if she hit like the SVB or her other move. I know they got reversed, but I can't remember if she actually hit one at any point. But the finish was so clean. It was Tiffy missing her moonsault, and then Stephanie hits her corkscrew moonsault. It almost like, and she landed stiff on Tiffy, a stiffy for Tiffy. And I think Tiffy was okay, but damn, you know, we've seen guys like Angle land like that on Bob Holly and break his arm and shit famously, you know, it'll happen. So, but of course, it's just one of these things, right? I'm not saying like, oh, it was a terrible botch. It was an awesome fucking moment and finish. And again, this is a word that gets thrown around too much. I was just gonna say it's almost like it almost felt like it kind of buried Tiffy, but I don't want to throw that out there. It wasn't a burial. That's not the right word. That's too extreme. It was just like a fuck your moonsault, here's my corkscrew moonsault finish. Like, it just blew me away. I didn't expect it to end that way. I don't know what I expected. But what a fucking awesome match. And either one of them could have won that. I'm glad it was Steph. We're going to go over some of her stats from her first year here in a bit. And I got to be honest, I do like every year they just give a ring and like a super championship belt every year to just whoever the 2 world champions are at that time. If you're going to have split belts, if you're not going to unify them eventually, if that's not the plan, then this is a cool idea. It's like the same way they crown, like in sports, they crown the Western champions. You won the West. You won the East. Okay, so you are champions, but are you the world champions or the super champions, the crown jewel champions? We'll see. You know, you get to compete in the finals now. I think that is very sports-like. I called it out early. I know I'm not a fan of like more belts and shit. If it was just a ring and a trophy, I'd be cool with that. Pitting the champions against each other, does it hurt either champion? No, I think it does Rhodes good to get some L's sometimes and shit. Honestly, you can get away with like beating a world champion without like ruining their momentum and shit like that. Is Seth kind of cringe and shit? Yeah. Was his attire cool? Yeah, it was. With the gold dust and Dusty Rhodes spots and, gold. You guys saw the gold on the boots and all of that. But with Steffi, though, good for her. I'm so glad that she won the crown jewel. She deserves it. It was a moment to her. You could tell it meant the world to her. And she's just where she needs to be right now. She's like the future of pro wrestling just in general and the WWE. And she's going to main event Mania. She's going to win the WWE title. She's going to become a fucking triple crown champion, queen of the rings, all that shit, right? Sky's the limit now. They've put so many accolades on her already. I didn't really talk about Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns. So Bronson getting the big win, and this was awesome. And I told you guys this, like, Triple H is going to push the fuck out of Jonah and Breaker because he's just like a natural. It doesn't matter if he was a Vince guy or Triple H guy or whatnot. But Bronson Reed is Triple H's guy through and through. So Triple H obviously is going to have him get a win over Roman. I could see Jacob Fatu getting a win over Roman before he's all said and done as well. And Roman ain't even washed like that. Like, I think he'll go longer than Styles and shit, but I just don't see him sticking around forever. But, I don't see him also packing it in. Like, if Hollywood will book these movies around his schedule and then allow him to do these big ass events, then we're all good. But they continued this bloodline story along a little bit. It was a fun, like, street fight. The crowd was so into it. And then basically you had Bronson get involved, or Braun and Braun. I'm just calling them Braun and Braun. I don't give a fuck. They're interchangeable. Okay. So Braun gets involved. And, there's spears through barricades. The crowd's like, fuck this. The Usos get involved as well, which the whole crowd was waiting for, the Yeet Party. But then, they got beat up eventually, even though they were outnumbered. They kind of got beat up. And then Jey Uso speared Roman through a fucking table. And then that's when Bronson hit the tsunami, got a huge win. Roman in the last 5 years or whatever has lost to Rhodes, and he's lost to Bronson Reed. People are pointing out Bronson Reed also is the only guy to beat Okada in the last, like, how many fucking years? Which, I mean, say what you will in the... Listen, when Bronson Reed, when Jonah got fired from WWE, went to TNA, went to Japan and beat Okada, like, that is a big deal, but it's not in the way when he got hired back and the sickos are like, oh, he beat Okada. Now he's fighting all these other guys and establishing himself on the main roster like he would have if he got called up from NXT anyways. They don't understand. Like, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins is way more famous than Okada and shit. But it was a big deal that he beat Okada, for sure. That's a huge fucking deal. And think about where they are. Like, if you type in how many hour Australia from Japan, just to fact check myself. So a 9 to 10 hour flight to Japan is USA from Japan. And so that's like a 16-hour direct flight. Yeah, so it is. So, yeah, they got the Aussies and the Samoans and the New Japan folks and the Stardom folks all on the show is what it felt like to me. I don't know if that's because it's like a regional thing or what. Obviously, like the hometown people. And but, yeah, I mean, he got a big win over Okada and Roman. That's fucking amazing. Like, who else can say that in this short of time, And he's going to be pushed to the moon. Like, we'll see Bronson as a world heavyweight champ and all of this shit. That being said, and this loss doesn't hurt Roman. That being said, the key part of this was the ending when Roman was talking to the Usos. This was really driving the story shit home. And it's awesome how WWE understands that there's replayability in... This is why selling's so important and the facials and all this shit. because there's replayability in like Roman was talking to the Usos and you couldn't really hear it, but you could at home, but the people in the building might not hear it, but then they have to go check social media. What was Roman saying to the Usos? And then you know that they're going to have like WWE social media is going to post like Roman has a message for the Usos or whatever, and the audio will be enhanced and you'll hear it clear as day and they'll subtitle it with the captions and all that shit. They know how to play that game so well. And what Roman was saying to and you could hear it at home, but imagine you're in the building. You're like, what the fuck? What was he saying? I got to go on Twitter or whatever and check. So Roman was basically saying like, this isn't like the old days. I told y'all to stay out of this. I love you guys. He even said that what popped me is like, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas. It was fucking great. It was amazing. So, and guys, there's 260 of you watching across X and YouTube, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Give us a like. Let's run them up to 100. How about that? Helps the algorithm. Anyways, so, you know, Roman's like, I don't want to see y'all till Christmas, but he said, yo, it's not like the old days. The old days we would win. Like, this only works if we all run in, if we win and shit. Otherwise, like, I got to do this on my own. Because even if I lose on my own, this is what he's saying to the Usos, essentially, right? He's like, if I lose on my own, then it's on my own. Like, back then, how we used to roll, yeah, we'd run in and jump everybody. But that way only works if you win. And he said, everyone's going to think I can't do this on my own. Everyone thinks that I can't do this on my own. And shit, right? So really cool. Again, he's not like kissing babies and shit like Roman isn't, but it's just that the character arc, you know, it's so brilliant the way they've booked it to where he's just this over baby face, and that is a very baby face thing for him to say. And what's going to happen with Jay? What's going to happen with Jay? Are we getting a heel Usos run again? Who fucking knows? But yeah, just some miscommunication there, and it results in, like, by proxy of that, all Roman's doing is raising the stock of the Usos more, and he just put fucking Big Bronson over, very selfless. And yeah, me complaining about, you know, the Bronze losing the fucking tag match or whatever. Well, there you go. It comes full circle. It's also Jonah can get his big one-on-one win. And think about it, man. They're giving Jonah that more prominent role before. I keep calling him Jonah. It's like Kana. It's like Asuka with Kana. You just got to do it. But they're giving him, and I just hate saying Braun and Bronson and Braun. You know, I'm dyslexic enough. It's Jonah, okay? Jonah Fatu. It's his new name, all right? But he's getting that run sort of before Breaker, and he should, because he was the generation of NXT before. And I've pointed this out a billion times. We didn't get to see Triple H's NXT really fill out like that next gen of like Keith Lee, Undisputed Era, Dijak, fucking all these guys, right? We didn't see all of them, like Jonah and shit. We didn't see them go up to and have their main roster run. There was all those releases. COVID hit. Triple H got demoted, quote unquote. Vince nixed NXT UK. So that's why you're seeing like Triple H push. That's why you're seeing DIY all the time on SmackDown in the tag division. And you're like, fuck, man, these guys are just charisma vacuums. I mean, he's just giving his guys their fucking... If FTR were there, you'd be seeing them, right? There's a bunch of these guys who kind of got skipped over in that AEW, COVID, Vince, you know, Triple H coming into power era. So, anyways, big win for Bronson Reed. And then we had Kana and Kyrie take on Io and Rhea. This match was... Again, the crowd was kind of burnt. And it was decent, you know. It went a little long for me. The finish was a little whatever. I don't know if they fucked up somewhere, lost where they were at some point. I think people thought this match was going to go harder than it did. I definitely did. Yeah. What happened? What happened again in the finish? I'm trying to think. Oh, right. It was a Riptide tag in. Io did the moonsault. 1, 2, 3, and then they kind of gave the moment to Rhea and Io. Also Seth using that Rolex to punch Rhodes, and he like legit busted his mouth there, and then getting the win. That was a good touch. But I did think Theory was going to come out, but then it was awkward how Steph and Seth, like they just sent Steph back out there at the end of the show with Seth, who just did some heel ass shit. Triple H should have been like in the ring, standing there with them as well. I just felt like it was kind of weird. That's all. It was just kind of a weird, flat ending, and the tag match was the same way, and that's what made me think of all that, because I didn't quite drive that point home. But yeah, the tag match was kind of a weird, flat ending too. But it's all good. Again, if like there was no Cena AJ and you had these 4 matches with another match, it would be like an A show, and we'd be debating like which match stole the show between, well, Rhodes and Rollins probably would have. The reason I don't give it an A+ is because I just feel like the formatting of it, I think they misplaced like where to put what match for the crowd to be at like peak roller coaster ride. You know, it's got to like start strong, go up, and then like go down a little bit and then go up again, you know? And then everyone comes down for the finish, or like not the finish, but like after the show, oh, that was an amazing high. We're all, you know, but I think they kind of missed that. But again, they need, I'm not mad at them ending with like the heel winning the crown jewel, whatever. So let's get into the Cena AJ match. Okay. So for all the dumb motherfuckers saying there's no psychology, it's like Cena fundamentally has good psychology when it comes to like, I'm going to actually Google this because I don't know. What handedness is John Cena? Because he's not a southpaw. He's a left-handed writer, but right-handed wrestler. So there you go. Because a lot of his moves he does right-handed, but he is a left-handed writer. So he's ambidextrous, much like myself, for those of you who don't know. I do many things left-handed. I do many things right-handed. So he's a left-handed writer, but a right-handed wrestler. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Cena, for those of you who don't know, like when it comes to wrestling and shit, when you stand southpaw, there's more entries. So southpaw is with your left hand back, okay? Orthodox would be with your right hand back. So Cena, like even when he's going to tie up with guys, even the psychology of like standing southpaw, which I guess he's ambidextrous, so maybe it just feels natural to him. But even that right there is like, no, dude, that's fucking what a lot of MMA fighters will do. That they'll switch southpaw and then they'll shoot because you get easier entries on the lead leg that way and stuff like that. So he says that he throws right-handed and writes with his left. He favors his right arm in the ring. So there you go. That's what I figured, because I'm like, yeah, he 5-knuckle shuffles in the ring with his right hand and all of that. But he ties up. He go look. He stands southpaw when he's grappling and shit. So that alone. Secondly, they never left the ring. So Bronson and Roman went all over the ring, went all over the announce table, all this shit. Cena keeps having these bangers with Sami Zayn and AJ Styles and shit where he doesn't leave the fucking ring. Think about that. They didn't go brawl around the arena and shit. They didn't leave the ring. They just kept it in the fucking ring. The entrance was spectacular. When Cena grabs the camera and goes over the whole fucking arena, just spectacular, the visual of that. Some of the spots they set up and that they called on the fly. Also, the ring announcement, AJ comes out wearing old, like, prime fucking peak AJ Styles gear from like 20 years ago. And it's the GOAT of TNA versus the GOAT of WWE. I mean, I'm already marking out over that, right? And then Cena hands Alicia Taylor another note after she does his epic ring introduction where it has notes for AJ Styles. And you could tell it caught AJ off guard. You could tell that he was not expecting his own like introduction. Cena pulled that out of his ass. And Alicia Taylor starts reading this intro that Cena wrote, and it's like, he represents total nonstop action. The crowd's chanting TNA. It's like, dude, on WWE, this is crazy. Craziness. And he represents total nonstop action. He's the ace of the Bullet Club. And even AJ's reaction to that was like, what the fuck? You know, they let you say Bullet Club. That's a deep cut. It's Cena, though. He'll do what he wants. Whatever. I do what I want. Right? He's doing whatever the fuck he wants, dude. He embraced the grind. He can do what the fuck he wants. They say the Bullet Club. Now, for me, dude, Finn Balor invented the Bullet Club. For them to use the one you're allowed to say Bullet Club on WWE that we'll probably ever get, or at least for a while until New Japan starts working with fucking WWE in the next few years. Hopefully. For them not to use it on Finn Balor's craziness. If you guys go back and you are Bullet Club marks or you just know the history, for them not to use that shit on Balor, but to use it on AJ, you could tell AJ was even like, whoa, deep cut, good shit, pal. Craziness, man. I was marking out like a little fucking smarmy smart mark. That was awesome, right? You fucking mark. And so New Japan owns the Bullet Club name, right? So, and then Finn Balor invented it. So, like, for them to use it on AJ, who is like one of many leaders, right? It's pretty interesting. I loved it. And AJ leaned into it. Then they start doing this match. So the match starts out slow. Again, there's no psychology. They just spam finishers. Okay, so the match starts out, and it's very slow. And what the psychology is here to start, I can't believe we're even saying this redacted shit because it's right there for everybody to see. But basically, AJ was trying to do like Irish whips and hit the ropes and get Cena doing like drop downs and leapfrogs, which he did off the bat. And Cena was trying to get a hold of AJ, stop his speed and flippiness, and lay on the back of his fucking head and headlock him. That was the first, 3 minutes of the match was them doing fucking, hey, I'm AJ, I'm going to try and bounce him off the rope and hit the rope and hit my fast shit. And Cena's just grabbing me and going, nope, not today. I'm going to put you in the corner. I'm going to put you on the rope. I'm going to put you in a headlock. So again, these fucking sickos, they're just desperate. They're just desperately trying to say anything. If Cena versus AJ, if Tony Khan dropped the shekels and they went to AEW and it was all in Texas in front of a fake 28,000, really 21,000 or whatever, they would be like, this was the greatest match of all time. And to me, this was one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. Let me say that one more time. This was one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. The venue, the crowd, the fact that, and everybody forgets this. And what have I been saying since the end of 2024, mid-20? I've been telling you guys, look, in the next couple of years, it's a bunch of people's farewell tours. They're just calling it John Cena's farewell tour. But it's a bunch of people aren't going to be around that over the next few years. AJ's one of them. AJ's one of them, man. He's done in 26. Cena's done in 26 days. No, not that quickly, but you guys get what I'm saying? Like 2 months and 6 days or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm just trying to be a smartass and make a, I don't know, play off the 26 thing. But, yeah, dude, it's the fact you have the GOAT of TNA versus the GOAT of WWE, the last time they'll ever meet, because as much as we don't think about this, everybody AJ wrestles is like the last time he's wrestling them too. He might wrestle Dom a few times, okay? Most people you see AJ wrestle, this will be the last time you see him wrestle that person. And it's not like they're going to go, AJ farewell tour, maybe, but Orton's on his too. So what do they do next year? Orton's farewell to, how long do we have Brock? How long do we have Roman? How long do we have some of these guys? How long is Rhodes around? 5 more years or 3? Is it more like 3 to 5 max? You know, that's what I'm saying. So just enjoy it while you got it. This is one of the greatest moments. You have TNA's greatest, the best guy, their greatest guy, AJ Styles, right? He's their GOAT, dude. You could argue who's the TNA GOAT. I think it's AJ. And then he went to WWE and became a Hall of Famer, had a Hall of Fame run there as well. And then you have John Cena, Mr. WWE. There's Hulk Hogan, there's Stone Cold, there's John Cena. There's very few of them, right? Roman maybe for this era, but there's John Cena ain't done yet. We have that discussion in 2 years when fucking Cena's been gone, right? They throw down the last time ever. They're in Australia. They fucking went we know Cena's back is bugging the shit out of them. Right? Thursday was the Peacemaker finale. Fucking just heart-wrenching. Just brilliant stuff. And he comes out and he just has the match of his life against AJ Styles. And did he go as hard in the paint and through announce tables and off ladders like he's done against Edge and Punk and shit back in his prime? No. But he kept it in the ring. This was like Hogan Rock type shit. Now, is AJ as big of an icon as like The Rock was? And no, but like in a different way. And it was truly TNA and Nuge in a way, and Ring of Honor and all that shit. AJ did it, all that, versus like WWE, two of the best ever. And some of the spots, man, I haven't even gotten to the spots. Like the intro was so good, the vibe was good, the crowd's behind it, the psychology in the first few minutes. And then we get into the fact that Cena ate all the moves. He ate the fucking torture rack, tornado bomb. He ate the middle rope. I don't know if he did a backflip into it, but AJ did some shit into the fucking reverse DDT. He ate the Styles Clash, the phenomenal forearm, the 450. AJ hit that 450. But what else did we see? We saw John Cena set up using Randy Orton's signature DDT on the ropes, right? The draping DDT. He hits that. He sets up the RKO. He goes for a punt kick that he doesn't hit. That's the most heelish move. I can't believe he'd even pretend to go for that. We had him hit the RKO though. Now to bring you back to Sammy's match, when he was hitting when he was hitting everybody's move in the match with Sammy, John Cena on that SmackDown, the RKO, the crowd chanted for that RKO, RKO. So then Cena called it on the fly, but then it got reversed because he's not just going to go for shit that he can't do or he didn't plan on doing. Right. And it happened again. At one point, the crowd chanted 619, 619. And I just started laughing. I'm like, there's no way he does it. Cena calls the 619, sets it up, but like the genius Cena is. For real, Cena, the fucking goat, man. He ain't gonna do a 619 and risk, like, he can't do it. Not many people can even do that move. You see people try and do it all the time who can't. It's not easy to do, especially when you're like a bigger, muscular guy, you're older. But Cena goes to set it up, and the crowd goes nuts for the setup. And then what does he call, though? Obviously, he called this on the fly. Clothesline me, like cut me off, right? And then AJ comes flying in with the just perfect. Like it could, because like, I don't want to see Cena try and risk falling on his head. Like fuck that, he's gonna embarrass himself. If he had have hit it though, oh my god, I think people would have fucked. But it was smart. It was smarter the way they did it because there's no way he's doing that. But there was a moment too where AJ went for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena sticks the arm up, grabs the neck, chokes, gets up, choke slam. Ba-bow. What else? There was the part where AJ dives off the top and then Cena catches him and everyone thinks he's going to like rock bottom him. And then Cena walks it to the middle, fucking gets him in the Sister Abigail, pauses, the whole crowd erupts. God, and that was a fucking emotional moment.
Emotional damage.
Fucking crowd erupts, hits the kiss, hits the Sister Abigail. Fucking crowd going crazy, fireflies in the air. Cena takes a moment to acknowledge Bray, and fucking, man, that was an emotional part of that match too, and just like again callbacks to his former rivals. Oh fuck, that part was so good too, and just the way the crowd reacted with the lights and everything, like fuck. So what else went down? There were so many moments, right? A key one though was when Cena hit the fucking, I can't remember how they set it up exactly, but Cena, oh right, there was a brilliant part of the match where Cena and AJ start fucking rolling through submissions. It's like STF, roll through to the crossface, and then reverse into like I want to say an STF again into the calf slicer. Cena steps over, like Cena rolls through the calf slicer, gets up, steps over, walls of Jericho, Lion Tamer. I can't remember the exact sequence, but they're just flowing through subs as well. Like no psychology, no bro. Cena was like out there. It's not like a Zack Sabre Jr. level fucking clinic, but he's out there like he didn't look out of place. They're rolling through subs and shit. It was a great match. Anyways, he reverses, rolls into the walls of Jericho. Now, as recent as like a week or two ago, they're calling that move the Boston Crab. They always just call it the Boston Crab, even when people elevate it into a Lion Tamer style, which Cena did. And he looked right at the fucking camera. And he's got him in the walls of Jericho, the Lion Tamer. And they said it right on the broadcast, the walls of Jericho. And I'm like, whoa, did Wade just, because Wade there, like you can tell on SmackDown, the crowd's chanting like he's a wanker and shit. And then you can tell Wade's getting the okay in the headset on SmackDown from Triple H to be like, I'll tell you, Cole, they're saying he's a wanker. Which fucking Barrett rules, by the way. But, he just said it right there on TV. The Australian crowd, every second chant they're doing has a fuck or a shit in it or a cunt. There you go, YouTube. And so they're like trying to censor, but then they just give up. It's like how we can't, there's no point, right? Just let them do what they're doing. We're going to get into that in the sicko segment. This is just the intro of the show, guys. We're just reviewing Crown Jewel, by the way, if you're just tuning in. But yeah, man, just spectacular. But I will put this out there, man. Them saying the walls of Jericho on commentary, and I think the crowd started chanting Y2J or Jericho or whatever the fuck.
You just made the list.
And then I thought Barrett was just wiling out, but then no, they said it again. The walls of Jericho. They said it again on commentary. And I'm sitting there going, dude. The AEW fans are chanting, please retire at Jericho. Okay? The WWE fans want him back clearly. They pop for that move. The way Tony Khan answers questions about Jericho, it seems very like he's just beating around the bush. And he's like, well, Jericho's great and I won't bury him. But like, it doesn't seem like anything's for sure. The motherfuckers I've talked to who may be in the know or not, whatever. I'm not a dirt sheet. I'm just a dipshit. But people, who may be in the know on shit are like, I don't see him leaving AEW. Like Tony give him so much money. But I'm telling you, man, Jericho back. The fans want it. They just alluded to it. He get his Hall of Fame induction. He get his farewell tour. The Fanatics stuff. People want to see Jericho there. The Jericho bringing back the what does he call his show? The highlight reel 5,000. What did he call his show? The Jeritron 5,000 or what was his shit called? The highlight reel with Jericho or whatever. Could bring that back. The re-interest in Fozzy doing shows wherever WWE is doing these big shows. They're giving people part-time deals, more money. Getting Jericho away from AEW would hurt AEW even more than they're already hurting. The fans did this to Cody Rhodes before, where they were like, we don't like you, throw your belt back, boo, this is like our John Cena. We don't want him here, fuck him and his wife. And then they left, and then look at the way the company's gone. Right? So Chris Jericho coming back and like putting over Dom. Imagine this. Here's a little fantasy mark booking. Chris Jericho coming back. Think about what Cena's farewell tour has been. Here's a little fantasy mark booking. Ready? Jericho coming back and being Cena's final opponent and losing to him and losing to Cena. And that's like the AEW's main guy. There would be no AEW without Jericho. I wouldn't be shocked if it came out he owned 1%, 3%. I'm going to start that rumor again. No, if WBD only owns 5%, like people speculate, like Thurston speculates, then like Jericho owns 1 or some shit if he owns any. But yeah, man, I'm just saying that could be interesting as well. I know people are like, Edge took off from fucking AEW. He's not. I'm pretty sure he has like frozen contract time from that injury. So he's filming shit right now. I don't see him going back to WWE in time for Cena at all. But yeah, Jericho should come back. And I'm not saying Jericho's good come December, but the rumors were his deal was up in like September or the end of this year or whatever, near the end of this year. So yeah, maybe. I would love to see Jericho back in WWE just for the nostalgia aspect, just for we know he's on his last legs. No one wants to see him in AEW. It doesn't affect the ratings one way or the other if he's there or not. And when I say nobody wants to see him in AEW, it's like, yeah, WWE fans aren't going to watch you over there. And the AEW fans don't want to see you there. They're begging you to retire like your fucking Big Show. Okay? You should be in WWE. He won't make as much per year, but he'll get limited dates. He'll get they'll let him remix a Fozzy song. Remix Break the Walls Down by Fozzy, and that can go number 1 on iTunes or whatever. Like, there's so much there for Jericho. But yeah, the Walls of Jericho moment, I just wanted to mark out about that a little bit. And talk about how he could fucking return. And why wouldn't he? He sees the houses and the popularity of WWE. But as far as like Gunther is concerned, being John Cena's last opponent, maybe that's the case. But Cena gets the big win. And I'm glad he did. And they kicked out of each other's shit. People were like, they're spamming finishers. Yeah, but WWE doesn't do this all the time. So they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to fucking do it. And this is who's allowed to do it. Ready? 2 of the fucking goats to ever fucking lace them up, buds. That's who's allowed to do it. And so, yeah. And then Rhodes and Rollins, they should have known better a little bit than to do as much as they did after Cena and Styles did as much as they did. That's all I'll say. But what do you do after like Reed and Roman went outside and then you have fucking AJ and Cena didn't even leave the ring? So what does Rhodes and Rollins really do? That's what I mean. The formatting was kind of fucked up. The formatting was a little fucked. But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. But yeah, I would love to see Jericho come back to WWE and put over Cena on his way out, put over just like as an AEW thing. You know, like a fuck you AEW thing. Not that I'm anti-AEW, but it's like, no, they called you bald assholes and shit, right? Jericho is one of the only reasons that company exists. So, you know, just a big fuck you to them. And then have Jericho put over like Dom at Mania and shit like that. You know, that's what Jericho should come back and do for sure. And he could even start a stable. Like Jericho had some momentum in the first couple years of AEW, and he had that Inner Circle stable or whatever they were called. Like it worked, man. He needs to, and then it just fell off a cliff. Of course, the pandemic fucked a lot of that up, but he could even do something like that, man, because people are getting factioned up. And yeah, Crown Jewel, I rated an A. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Crown Jewel. What a fucking show. That was the intro to PWT today as well. Guys, there is like 300 watching across X and YouTube, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. You guys can like, subscribe. You can super chat in or become a member for 99 cents. And you get access to my Member Monday bonus shows if you guys want to support or hit like, leave a comment or whatever. I'm going to check in the chat. We have a bunch of WWE news to get into, and we are going to get into it. We're actually going to start at the top and talk about some Crown Jewel stuff, and then talk about the releases. We got AEW news tonight. We got Sickos. It'll be a good evening here. So, yeah, let me hydrate. I just need some iced coffee. I'm going to fucking... oh, yeah, let me answer chat here. And on YouTube, vote in the poll. What do you guys think? What do you grade the show? Ray J's World has been a member for 4 months. Shout you out, buddy.
Acknowledge me.
Ray J's World for 5 says, hey, I love how WWE is giving TNA lots of here, we'll just put that up there. Lots of love from the AJ Styles Cena match to NXT Showdown. TNA is over with WWE fans now. Yeah, and they had a long rivalry for a long time, you know, and now we're seeing TNA, and people are like Carlos Silva's just a bootlicker and all this shit. Look at them. This proves the partnership works. AEW wanted to take the route of like, we'll take WWE out and beat them. TNA tried that too, and it didn't work. That's not really ever going to work. What you got to do, it's like if you can't beat them, join them, essentially. But it's not about like bootlicking. It's not about that. Nick Nemeth isn't involved in the TNA NXT shit. He doesn't want to be. TNA's not going to force him to do that. No one can force him to do that, okay? So just relax. We're seeing how beneficial it can be to just accept your role as number 2 for now, because it beats the hell out of being 0 like TNA was. TNA was below AEW like 2 years ago. People would rank them below AEW. Now look at where they're at. People are like, no, they're the number 2. That's a serious conversation. Well, fuck. That's better than having your fucking TV ratings plummet, having them go up and the attendances go up slowly and slowly over the last few years. That seems like a way better fucking thing. So I don't know, man. People need to fuck off with that. Ray J's World again for 2 says Santana wants to do AJ last TNA match. Santana versus AJ. So here's the thing. I think we'll get AJ in a TNA match before all is said and done. Ray J's World for 2 says, I think Jericho is returning too. Yeah, dude, I think so. I think, why the fuck wouldn't he? And thank you, Ray J's World. Goddamn, I acknowledge you. Thank you for
acknowledge me.
F1 WGP7 for 2 says, in Oz, we call strangers mate and friends sees. Friends cunts. You say it in an accent. Crikey, it's okay. I know. The yellow flags. So, how was it, dude? Being an Auszilla yourself. How was it seeing that show? Were you there? What's the vibes like? You know? Let me know. Let us know in chat, and shout out everybody supporting in. I really fucking appreciate you guys. What else is chat saying? I don't know if that speaks more TNA or AEW. I wouldn't mind a short Kenta run in WWE. We have some news on that. Canadian owners of TNA. That's why they fucking rule. They will settle their beef in ring for a big payout. Thank God Phil isn't booking. Why? What? You guys don't want Jericho? No Jericho black hole? Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's all good to disagree, but I do think the member berries from it. They know how to book these like farewell runs, and WWE's doing a great job of like, okay, you have Sammy and MFTs. They don't need to be on PLEs, but they keep you watching the shows. You have Judgment Days and Pentas and these sorts of guys, and they don't need to be on all the PLEs, but they fucking make you want to watch the shows. And then you have people like Tiffy and Stephanie who do both, and Rhea Ripley and Io and them. And then you have folks like Cena and Orton and Roman who just show up now and again, and they're like these big attractions, and it's like Jericho could be one of those guys. And WWE fans would eat that up. Speaking of WWE, let's get into some WWE news. We definitely need to get into some WWE news. Speaking of Jericho, though, since we're all here and we've been talking about him, he has something to tell you guys, actually, of breaking news.
I look and see it's not just me. others have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spent our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Let it get wild! Yay!
Oh, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WWE. So Stephanie Vaquer, victorious at Crown Jewel in 2025 alone. She captured the NXT North American Championship, the NXT Championship, was a double champ, captured the Women's World Championship and the Crown Jewel Championship. And it's like Mercedes Moné who? They're like, she's the Jushin Liger. Think about what all of these belts mean. Think about what Mercedes Moné belts
Sometimes in
mean.
life, you got to be a hoe.
She won the Winnipeg whatever the fuck title. That's what it's literally called, the WWF title. And then think about what these titles mean. Okay, there's levels to this shit. Speaking of stats, most PLE wins they showed this year at Crown Jewel in WWE history. The Undertaker has 107. Cena has 102. 100. He may be able to do 102, but does Saturday night main event count as a PLE? Is it a premium live event? I don't know about that. I don't know if technically that would count. Lex, what do you think?
I don't know.
Me neither. But 100, he'll hit at least. Because it depends. Like, does he wrestle another PLE match? He only has 4 more appearances. So is he just done until December? Does he have one match, like one appearance, one match, one appearance, one match? Or do they just go match? I really doubt they'll do that. There's not that many PLEs, so he can't break the record, but he'll hold it. Triple H with 92. Again, he's done, so it won't be touched. That's crazy. Randy Orton with 81. I don't think he'll even touch Triple H's 92. Maybe he'll break that one or get close or tie it. Roman Reigns at 77. I don't think he'll break any of these records. I wonder who will tickle any of these. Like, I want to see the full top 10 list. Who's ever going to touch Undertaker's 107? That's fucking crazy. And then Cena's 100 even. Holy shit. Cena made a lot of cheese, dude. And think about a bunch of those were pay-per-views too, where he was getting a cut. Like, I don't know if, like, at one point, did he have points worked into his fuck? I know pay-per-views were down a lot during his era. A lot of people say that, but Cena fucking inarguably, like, look at the merch. Did you see how yellow the arena was? Look at all the people wearing his fucking merch at that show too in Perth. Holy shit. It was crazy. It was like a sea of yellow, dude. And I know that's like the Perth colors, like the golden green, Aussie golden green. If you guys saw the thumbnail, of course, the live show colors, I picked the golden green there. But it wasn't like they're all wearing like football jerseys and shit. You looked at the crowd when they showed you shots of the crowd. They were all wearing Cena gear. There was full-grown men, head to toe, wristbands, everything. So that was incredible. And yeah, 100 PLE wins as well. That's not appearances. That's fucking wins on PLEs. Who the fuck is going to get that many wins in PLEs? Okay, so here's JDM, Jack Della Maddalena, and John Cena. For those of you who don't know, JDM is the current UFC welterweight champion, 170-pound champion who is fighting Islam Makhachev, who's moving up from 155 pounds and was the champion there, vacated his title. And I hope JDM puts a whooping on Makhachev, and he is from Australia. So there you go. He's there with John Cena, meeting up with him. There was a cute video, too, of The Rock. It might be in miscellaneous news, but there's an MMA fighter, former middleweight champion. His name's DDP. Dricus du Plessis, and he's from South Africa, and The Rock was being interviewed by him. And The Rock, he realizes, he's like, fuck. He's like, I was just saying, I thought you looked like the guy, but I didn't want to say, oh, is that fucking DDP or whatever, and look like a dumbass. So it was just a cute human moment for once in The Rock's life. So moving along here, the Walls of Jericho spot that I just glazed Meltzer today. I just glizzy glazed that fucking this match and this Jericho Walls of Jericho spot. How couldn't you? Like,
my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Fucking phenomenal. And he's hitting the Jericho. He's emulating Jericho, like with the jaw movements and everything, and like the facials and the way he's standing and like looking off to the side. He's emulating Jericho to a fucking T. Just like with Orton, he was doing the crazy eyes and shit. And he was doing the that Orton does when he does the fucking DDT off the apron and all that. He's just truly paying homage. I just marked out hard for all of this. It's Cena being a fan. Also, did you guys notice Cena's blue knee pads? Was that honoring? They're very dark blue. They're not his black ones. Is that honoring AJ Styles by wearing blue ones? They're worn out to shit as well. So these are like old knee pads, like really old knee pads or something that he had. Maybe he wore in his first match with AJ or something. Like I don't know what was going on with that, but shout out Cena. Just paying homage to everybody on his way out. Like the fucking GOAT should. Oh, and then fucking AJ hit the Deadeye. What else happened? Which is, fuck it, that's the Axe Bomber, dude. That's a kneeling axe, or no, not Axe Bomber, Axe Driver, right? I don't know. Bull Nakano would do that shit. She'd sit out with it. I think Orange Cassidy does a variation. I think it's called the Axe Driver. The Axe Bomber is the clothesline. And then also at one point, Cena hit the fucking stroke. They said it was a skull-crushing finale. I thought it was the stroke because TNA. But either way, Miz is one of his great rivals. The TNA. I know the stroke's a little different. Like Miz does like a leg, like he kicks his leg out, and that's more what Cena did. Whereas Jeff Jarrett grabs you and like brings you back in the full Nelson. Then it's like a front Russian leg sweep, sort of, right? But either way, it's a double entendre there. Well, at least I choose to believe it was. But just what a moment. And then the roll through gets him in the calf slicer, the calf crusher. Fucking awesome. What a match. WWE, we'll circle back to that after all the Crown Jewel stuff. So the fans and these guys are going to flood our sicko segment here. Okay. If I call them Saudi fans ever during this broadcast, I fucking apologize. I know they're in Perth, just Crown Jewel to me and the Crown Jewel belts. And the whole promo was them bringing it from Riyadh over to Perth. I fucking apologize if I accidentally say Saudi fans or whatever. I do mean Australian. I'm just fucking up because I'm so used to this event being like a Saudi thing. And it was sort of Saudi themed, which is topical to this next clip I'm about to play. Okay. This is from the post show. The post shows are way better this way. Let the fans live tell you what they think. Eventually, they're going to be like, WWE was worried about the fans. That's what they're going to say now. The fans hijacking the show. Even though this is way more raw, the fans hijacking the show is way more devastating to WWE. Like the fans hijacking and going MJF or whatever the fuck, we're going to get into it, is more deadly to WWE during these post shows than whatever marks they let in there, ask whatever question they're going to ask. Everybody's like, they're running in fear of the journalism. No, because every show we talk about how it's just fluffy questions and nothing comes out of it. These are boring and stupid. Right? So WWE moved away from it. They go in front of the live crowd. The live crowd starts chanting for Moxley. They can't control that. And Australia's thirsty for wrestling. They're not thirsty for AEW, though. Why didn't Grand Slam? Grand Slam was a huge success for AEW, but why the fuck didn't it do this business, this type of business, because it fucking can't, because it's more than just the wrestlers. That's why I feel so bad. The AEW wrestlers who hate me out there, who listen to the show or have heard the show or have been sent clips, or I feel bad for y'all, and in a way where it's like, because I don't even not like you guys, even guys who block me or fucking hate me, FTR Dax and all that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's just like, I feel bad for you guys because it's not your fault. Like, it doesn't matter what Tony does. It doesn't matter what he promotes. It doesn't matter. It's just no one cares. They want to see these wrestlers they like in WWE because it's the shit and the way they present it and how they package it and how they fucking, the aura of everything, the stage builds, everything, man. The spectacle of it all. So, yeah, these guys were uber wackos and sickos. We're going to get into that. But one thing they did to bring it back to Saudi Arabia, okay? One thing they did is chant, fuck off Saudi, and we want Mania. That's what they said. I didn't say it. And let's play this clip.
Just can't do it with everybody.
We talked about how much this win means.
They're saying F the Saudis. Again, that's what they said, not me. Okay, so yeah, let's listen to this clip here.
Just can't do it with everybody.
We talked about how much this win means for Bronson Reed. Cody Rhodes, I think, over the last 5 years has been the only person to pin Roman. Just what are your impressions about Bronson and his growth?
Just can't do it with everybody.
We talked about how much this win means for Bronson Reed. Cody Rhodes, I think, over the last 5 years has been...
Yeah, so you guys hear that. Obviously, it's kind of quiet, but... moving along here, ESPN gave Crown Jewel 2025 a B grade in their official review. So that Andreas Hale guy, everyone is like, how dare they give him a C or whatever the fuck. You know, there you go. They gave it a B. I think he should keep grading it this way. He should keep being strict about it because it does not matter what this guy grades it. You grade it what you think. Most people are saying like an A. A plus, A minus, A, B plus. I'm seeing a lot of that online. He gave it a B. Was it the greatest event of all time? You know, I see Heel Uzi down there, and shout out Heel Uzi. I like Heel Uzi, but he's like written by AEW Gymnastics Stan. Crown Jewel was a banger. You know, obviously that's what Heel Uzi's gonna do. He's just, you know, trolling sickos and shit. But even he would admit, I guarantee a B is a perfectly. If every show's a B plus, you're the fucking best in the world. Not everything can be an A plus all the time. And if everything is an A plus all the time, then what is really an A plus? You guys know what I'm saying? Like, they knocked it out of the park, dude. It was a fucking solid grade B. Love it. Okay, there you go. Keep being. I want ESPN to be like, have this perspective on it. I don't want Andreas Hale to back down to wackos and be like, oh, you like AEW? You shouldn't be rating this. No, fucking rate it what you think. Because then it shows that the media for WWE isn't going to fucking shill for them. And that's fucking good, man. It doesn't mean you have to bury everything and critique it, but like, critique it, but bury everything and critique it to a fault. Like, critique it to a level where it's like unfair and shit, you know? But good. Give it lower rate. Like, what the fuck do I care? It's his opinion. So CM Punk was in the crowd watching Styles versus Cena. And then some dirt sheet wrote an article like, why was he there? Well, because he just wants to watch Styles versus Cena. Who the fuck wouldn't want to watch that? So John Cena got emotional. One of the other spots during the AJ John Cena match was, and we talked about it, I glazed it to death, was when he caught Styles. Cena caught Styles in like what everyone thought was going to be a rock bottom. At least I did. And he fucking turned, faced the hard cam, went into the Sister Abigail, kiss, hit it, kick out, fireflies in the air. Cena's emotional. I'm emotional. And he takes a minute, acknowledges, Bray and whatnot. Beautiful moments. Let's take a look. Just one more time. We got to run it. And then the thank you Cena chants. Fuck, man, just reliving it. From SmackDown, Zelina Vega came to the aid of Aleister Black. We reviewed SmackDown earlier. That's awesome for her. I'm really glad that she's a part of that. Moving along here. That, ladies and gentlemen, was some Crown Jewel. That was Crown Jewel news. And then speaking of Saudis, actually, one last part here. Speaking of the Saudis, AJ Styles talked briefly about how no amount of money Saudi throws at him will ever get him and Cena back in another match again. This is the one and done. What an iconic fucking match it was.
Have the opportunity to face John one more time, and I can tell you this, it'll never happen again. I don't care how much money they offer us. We're probably still, I said probably, we're not going to Saudi Arabia to have another match. This is it. And I know in my heart it's the right thing, and John's going to be retiring soon, and I'm going to be right behind him. It's just the reality of two guys who have busted their butt for so many years and busted their bodies at the same time. It's time.
Fuck yeah. Who cares what Sam Roberts has to say? I'm just kidding. And yeah, that was that, ladies and gentlemen, was Crown Jewel news, I guess. I'm gonna check in the chat here, and then we have more news. We have tons more. That was just my Crown Jewel reaction and news and whatnot. So Ray J's World for Two says, I want a Wesley redemption arc in TNA. We're going to talk about that in TNA news in a little bit, Ray J's World. Don't worry about that. And Sassy Gill 8724 for $20 goddamn dollars just says nothing.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
Just says Phil.
Are you sure about that?
What did you mean to super chat in? Let me know. Put a comment in there if you just accidentally sent this in without putting your chat in, Sassy Girl. Everybody, round of applause and acknowledge.
Acknowledge me.
Thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate that. And tell me, what were you trying to say, or were you just doing a drive-by fucking supporting? And how did you like Crown Jewel? I appreciate that very much. It's a super sticker. Sorry, I don't know. Clap. There you go. It's a super sticker. Thank you. So there you go. I'm not sure what it is. I don't see it. I have to look on YouTube. I'll see it after. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. Appreciate you guys so goddamn much. Just because PWT is awesome. There you go. Well, thank you. You are awesome. I don't have a "this is awesome" chant, but I have a "you fucked up."
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Great. Thank you, Sassy Gal. Everybody acknowledge Sassy Gal. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed Crown Jewel as well. Or if you didn't watch it yet, make sure you go watch it. Okay. We have other news. So now we can just fly through basically what has been going on in the world of WWE. We had NXT did like a house show. Here, I'll hit a breaking news for this. Did I hit one already? I don't remember. If I did. So what we're going to cover here is WWE did an NXT house show. Bunch of people got hurt. There were some moments that people went fucking nuts for. And we have ticket news, all of that stuff. And then we have a bunch of WWE ID talent, Evolve talent, LFG talent, and NXT talent got released. And I think I have the full list here after giving it a day. I think I got all the names. And furthermore, now there was a couple people, only a couple at the time, I think like Zeta Steel was like, oh, I'm not renewing. Like a couple announced that they weren't renewing. And I DM'd Husey. I was like, dude, all the fucking ID names, like all the big ones are leaving, dude.
Allegedly.
I didn't know it was going to be like Wesley and Stevie Turner and shit too, but there was like an inkling for whatever reason. I don't know shit. I just made it up in my head, right? But I was like, damn, we're going to see some ID folks. Like, I don't know if their contracts are up or what's going on, but we're going to see people boogieing on out, and Evolve is ID, you know? And yeah, that happened. So that was like Thursday afternoon or something. I said that. Then yesterday, I want to say, and Thursday evening and shit, that all went down. Or was it yesterday? I don't know, man. It's weird because the fucking crown jewel and everything's thrown me off. I watched it when I woke up this morning and shit. You know, everything's the feng shui's out of whack here, but we'll get it together. So that's predominantly what we're going to talk about here and react to the fucking names that were released. But first, Monday Night Raw in a month, November 3rd, just under a month. They're set up for 6,500 tickets distributed, 6,000. Look out for sickos and shit to be like, oh, see, they're fucking doing terrible. The Raw's fallen off, even though it's 6,000 tickets and it'll still be a sellout, and they could do 12,000. It's just wherever they're at, they want to do. In Rio Rancho, New Mexico, they just want to do 6K. You know, that's how that works. So Paul Heyman got into a little beef with Braun Strowman. Now, Strowman tweeted some shit out. I can't remember what he said exactly, but he talked some shit. And let's see if somebody like screen grabbed it under here. He didn't. I'm sure the two. Okay, whatever. Either way, Paul Heyman responded to Strowman, who says, "Dear Mr. Strowman, your post was brought to my attention. I have nothing but negative. Oh, I have nothing but negative. I have nothing negative to say about you, sir, nor to you, sir. In fact, I'm actually relieved and indeed celebratory to learn you're still alive." Oh, shit. Cook team. Rock team. Something most of us didn't realize and even fewer cared about. With love and respect, Paul Heyman. Now, I forget what Strowman exactly said to Heyman, but that was just disrespectful on so many levels. But I think Heyman felt disrespected. I thought I bookmarked it. Either way, though, it doesn't matter. Strowman talked some shit, and he got hit by one of the great ones, dude. You don't want to go stick for stick against fucking Heyman. Pause, right? Disney Plus is now advertising WWE, so Crown Jewel, which we just witnessed. And yeah, it's like it's streaming tomorrow for subscribers. Like, it's pretty crazy seeing Disney Plus advertising. Everyone's like, Disney's gonna own WWE one day. Well, they're working with them. Not too far off. Kofi Kingston quietly re-signed with WWE earlier this year. We're hearing more and more stories of like this come out because a bunch of guys signed quietly earlier this fucking year. And a bunch of other people didn't. And that's why you're seeing contracts come up and people fucking sticking around for a while. And I like when guys don't put all their business out there in the first place. Speaking of the New Day, Big E says he struggled with self-deletion thoughts even at the height of the New Day. For anyone who's been there, don't do it, pal. Yeah, I'm so fucking grateful that he didn't succumb to that. And even at the height of the New, it just goes to show you too. Some people say it's the old saying, like, money doesn't buy happiness. Now, money makes everyone's lives easier, and it can afford happiness. Money can afford happiness, if that makes sense, right? It can afford happy times, but ultimately it's like, you know, even at the tippy top of his run, it's like memories you make with people and shit. Just remember that, you know? So yeah, fucking all the love to Big E, and I'm glad that he's like really fallen into his role, like laying in the cut and doing the analytics and stuff. He's perfect for that, you know. So several talent, as we saw in SmackDown, you know, Shinsuke had his theme back, the Street Profits, others. Several talent have been requesting theme song changes for some time now. Names including those outspoken, like Sheamus and Drew. Those outspoken. Is it outspoken, or is it that Drew's allowed to like pitch his ideas and shit, you know? Whatever, all good. And Drew, though, I like his theme. I just think it works for him. But if he wants a new one, cool. Sheamus, though, doesn't he have that new? His OG theme is like the one they should just use for him all the time. I think they changed it, though, didn't they? Can't remember, but yeah, if you own the IP, use it. Like, fuck it. I get it. This new band you guys have, you want them to make all the themes. They're shitty, dog. I forget their names. They're shitty. Def Rebel. What's the current band? Bring Jim Johnston back. Bring back the money sign, CF money sign O or whatever. Get rid of this Def Rebel shit. It's terrible. Kylie Ray, we'll go back to that. So NXT crushed Dynamite last Tuesday head-to-head using the old panel-only system in total viewers. NXT more than doubled Dynamite, 685K for NXT versus 301K for Dynamite. Holy fuck, that's terrible. And 18-49. NXT doubled Dynamite, 0.14 to 0.07. These aren't fast nationals. These are the numbers using the old Nielsen panel-only methodology. So these would have been the final number 2 weeks ago, but Nielsen switched to big data a couple of weeks ago, and those numbers should be out later today. And it turns out, I think it's like lower. Was it not? Fuck, man. 301. Well, it's not their usual day. Gives a fuck. NXT. Oh, okay. So, yeah, 321 and then 625. So just destroyed them. And then do you guys think for 1 second TNA can't do over 300,000 viewers? Because as I've shown, courtesy of our friend Switchblade, they absolutely can and will do that if they get on the CW or one of these other fucking places that do. If their average show does like 150,000 viewers, they can do 3x that. We've seen the numbers to prove that whatever channel they go on, they've done that, okay? Pop, Spike, Destination America, Access. So we're going to revisit that when the TV deal's announced, and because then we'll know, okay, what's the average show on this, on the CW? Fucking 250,000. Okay, we'll be able to do some math. Switchblade will be on it. And yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. People are like glued to their days, you know? I've said this a billion times. This needs to be on a fucking shirt. Oh, and I said this too. I always say, Phil, don't miss. Someone in the comments under one of the clips went, no, Phil hits the marks. And I was like, oh God, I love that even more.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
Even better. But you guys are always way smarter than me. But what I'm getting at here is WWE, okay. Most AEW fans watch WWE. Most WWE fans don't watch AEW. That's just the simplest way to say it. I've said that a babillion times. You guys can quote that and steal it and put it up and fucking just make sure you tag me in it. You know what I mean? Because that's just the God's honest truth about it. So Jazz and Ace Steel are at the Performance Center this week. Ace Steel. So this is how you bite somebody. This is how you bite a motherfucker and throw a chair in their face. Steele, who is a producer for TNA, and Jazz have each been at the PC several times earlier this year in a similar capacity. Those are two names you want back there. Big time. Speaking of being back there, Alexa Bliss herself went to the Universal Scare Studio and fucking hung out with the Wyatt Six, you know, what do you call them, actors, and scared the shit out of people at the tour herself. And it's awesome that they send WWE folks down there because they live in the area, right? So it's like, hey, just go down there, make an appearance, whatever. Give the fans a little...
Hey, it's WWE superstar Alexa Bliss. I'm so excited to be here at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando to scare some guests here at WWE, The Horrors of the Wyatt Six.
Imagine going through it, it's actually Alexa.
And we are are done. I had so much fun portraying Alexa Bliss in WWE The Horrors of the Wyatt Six, getting to be in the Firefly Funhouse one more time, especially with Bray Wyatt, hearing his voice. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah. Moving along here. Actually, this is something that we'll circle back to that. So Big E says, I still struggled with deletion thoughts. So we talked about that. Again, just I'm glad that he's fucking doing his thing. So when inquiring about Wrestling Observer Newsletter's Austin Theory War Games report. So for those of you that don't know, Dave Meltzer, he said that Austin Theory is planned for the War Games match. Now, Fightful is backing that up. Now, you know Fightful can't wait to... What they've been doing really hilariously lately is like Dave will report, and I give Fightful credit for this. Dave will report some shit, and then Fightful will actually just go fact check what he says. And then they come out and go, no, this was wrong or whatever. This is accurate. Now, I don't know if they're batting 1,000 either. I don't know what, right? I'm not keeping score, but it's funny. It's funny to me. But they said, though, instead of owning Dave here, they said it was said that it actually was one of the options moving forward. Now, you're going to be shocked by this, but believe the dirt sheets on this one. Okay, that's no, I meant to go.
You what?
Phil agrees with the sheets. That wouldn't shock me if he joined Seth's group. Really think about it for a second. It wouldn't shock me if he was like a Heyman adjacent guy, the way Brock is again, and maybe he just is in Theory's corner and Theory's doing his own thing. Now, imagine a world where we're like, oh, the mega heels versus the mega baby faces for War Games, right? Who could fill that slot? Pause. That would make everyone be like, not that Theory would fucking wreck everyone's brains and shit if he was a part of this, but if Brock can't be in War Games or doesn't want to be, which he fucking should be, man. But if he doesn't want to be on the heel side, okay, who do they sort of bring out of nowhere that adds a little shock value and we can reinvent someone? I think the heels are going to win the War Games this year. How do we sort of reinvent Austin Theory? You put him in this position. You throw him right to the main event status the way that Vince was doing before. Theory's way ahead of his years. Theory got a bad rap because he was Vince's chosen guy, and so much so that Vince used it as a way to get back on TV even, and was doing segments with Theory and all of that. And then Triple H had to, for everyone who's like, oh, now look, they're just shitting on Theory. No, what Triple H did was he pumped the brakes, reset Theory's shit, and went, look, kid, earn it now. You got it. We gave it all to you. Stone Cold Vince. You got McAfee. You got fucking Cena. You got fucking everything just handed to you, kid. We've been scouting you. Heyman's been scouting you since before we owned Evolve. Yo, pump the brakes. You're in a tag now. You guys are going to fucking lose the belts. You're going to get some other guys over. You're going to do your thing. You're going to come back. You're not wasted. Theory has his whole career. He could come back right now and go for another decade and be a top player. Why did he have to be a top player so quick? And it's not like Vince sucks, even in his old age. He does suck ass, but he doesn't suck at picking people. It's not like Roman wasn't the guy. It's not like Dave's conspiracies. Oh, they could put anyone there. No, man. Hogan had that shit. Rock and Austin had that shit. Cena had that shit. Theory has that shit. It's too quick, but it's sort of the Roman thing where we were like, God damn, man, they're pushing this Roman guy. We're rejecting it right away. Like with, Roman was dope in the Shield, but then when he went solo, people kind of rejected it right away. Like they did cheer for him a little bit, And it did take time for people to fully go against him, but they rejected it a lot quicker than they did Cena. Cena had like a meteoric rise, was so fucking over. Then people started kind of turning on him. And the ECW craze, like once the one night stands and shit came back, it brought back, I think, a lot of those fans who were like, nah, fuck you, Cena, you know? Half the crowd going, Cena sucks. This is for little kids. We want it to be, you know, nitty and gritty again. And so with Theory, it's sort of like the Roman thing where people are just hating on it right out the gate. Like in NXT, people were looking at him like, oh, he's the future. They're just hating on him right away because Vince put his stamp on it and shit. So they can reinvent this guy. And I think that's what you do. You put someone in the war games that you're really trying to get over and get eyeballs on and have people go, oh, yeah, he did beat Cena or whatever the fuck. So I don't know. I'm not saying, oh, I talked to sources backstage. I'm just saying what makes sense right now? Well, Rollins is really getting over the fact that he's leading a faction of like young talent and all this shit. That's sort of the direction he's going in explaining the vision. Like the kayfabe story is like there's a battle between who's going to run the company one day, Seth or Rhodes. That's sort of the theme of the Crown Jewel and just the underlying theme of their feud and what will continue until they both retire and one of them's running SmackDown, one of them's running Raw one day as GMs, right? We'll always get this underlying story between them. And so Theory's a perfect guy who could join Rollins and be like, no, we reject your guys' shit. Like this system you had me teaming with Grayson Waller and doing fucking jobs. Like, you know, I was handpicked. I'm the chosen one. Like I beat John Cena and shit. It totally fits. So I don't know if Dave really talked to people. I don't know if he's fantasy Mark Book. I don't know. Obviously, if Fightful's doubling down on this. But even if it's not him, I mean, I'm not even going to say the sheets are wrong because maybe they're saying, yeah, it's one option. Okay. Maybe it is. And if it doesn't happen, you could always say, well, we were told it was one option. So I just prefer to fantasy Mark book it. So I just fantasy Mark booked my idea. I think that would work perfectly. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it was him instead of Brock. If Brock can't make it or doesn't want to make it, doesn't want to do it, you know? Does he want to get hit with chairs and thrown into, does he have to do that? Even if he's in the match? Probably not, but it just might not be Brock's cup of tea. Do you think Vince McMahon pushed for the merger with Endeavor to maintain control of WWE? So the WWE merger lawsuit heats up as Ari Emanuel and Stephanie McMahon face depositions now. So people in TKO and WWE currently are facing fucking depositions and subpoenas and shit. Vince McMahon got subpoenaed again because of the conspiracy that there was basically Vince pushed for the merger because he knew TKO. If that's all true, I wouldn't be surprised. Billionaires and gazillionaires do this type of shit all the time. Does it seem likely like that was the case? Honestly, if we're going to believe that Vince is 10 steps ahead of everybody, yeah. Yeah. Dude's like a maniacal supervillain. Does it suck that Ari Emanuel's got to deal with this shit? Maybe. He doesn't give a fuck. He rolls with he's just, again, one of these cutthroat business dudes, and it's just water off his back. I mean, how many fucking people can sue these big conglomerates? Like, to him, he's like, whatever. I get named in tons of shit. And they're not all necessarily... You know, this is more like a business conspiracy than the actual Janelle Grant thing, although they'll connect her name to it as much as they can, I'm sure. And then it's just like Stephanie getting dragged into it. Fuck, that sucks. And you know she doesn't like, she wasn't at Vince's birthday, I don't think. She quit the company right away. Like, she left WWE right away. Like, for a woman, like, that's your dad. This has just been a fucking slap to her face this whole time. That's got to really suck, you know? And because her dad did some fucky shit, it shouldn't go on her. It's unfortunate, but I mean, yeah, this is what happens, and I don't think any blame. I mean, like Ari will probably get in the most trouble of these two. I don't see Steph. Like Steph can just, she left the company. I left the shit. I didn't want no part of whatever the fuck was going on, which may look guilty on Vince's part. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not good with the legal shit, so we'll see what comes of that. Santos Escobar, who was, his contract expired, he renegotiated, he's back. And he was lined up to defeat, this is per all the dirt sheets, he was lined up to defeat Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship instead of Dom at one point, with Los Garza being the World Tag Team Champions, which we did see play out. That was the direction being discussed before plans shifted. And we discussed that already. I'm not sure why that's still in the bookmarks. So Paradigm bullish on WWE. So Paradigm signed some NXT talent / like NXT development talent, WWE ID development talent, whatever you want to call them. And so Thunderkeck, aka what's this guy's name again? Stephen Colbert, Shiloh Hill. He was on LFG. He's really good. I thought he should have won the first season, or I don't know what happened in season 2. I didn't watch the finale and all of that. I just know we covered who won and all, and Michelle McCool got the most points and all of that. But Kalani, the current Knockouts champ, she is signed to Paradigm. And this gentleman here, Shiloh Hill, now he does these videos that go viral on TikTok and shit of him like fucking around on the dark web and like showing people weird dark web stuff he buys, or I don't know. But he was on Stephen Colbert's show. Like Colbert did a bit like making fun of his, Shiloh Hill owns like a fucking robot, but him being signed to Paradigm, like there's big things in the future for this guy. I think he was a football player. In fact, I'm certain of it, like one of these NFL guys. And again, it just goes to show you, we're going to get into all the releases, but it just goes to show you that none of this LFG shit really matters. And that's why people stop watching the show. It's unfortunate, but none of it really matters, because whether you win that shit or not, you're getting fucking signed to Paradigm or whatever. You're just someone in their system. So you're working the shoot work, brother. And that took the allure, I think, away from that show. And yeah, so not to shit on LFG whenever I get a chance, but hey, it happens. Carmella and Corey Graves announced the birth of their second child. So congrats to them. And hopefully Carmella is really enjoying being a mama and all that stuff. And so Royal Rumble season in so Europe, the road to Royal Rumble, Europe 2026, right? So the Rumble is being held, I believe, in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Riyadh in January 2026, right? In the new year here. But leading up to that, on January 8th, they're in Germany, in Leipzig. In January 9th, they're in Berlin. January 10th, they're in Glasgow, Scotland. January 11th, they're in Copenhagen, Denmark. January 12th, they're in Dusseldorf, Germany for Raw. January 13th, they're in Mannheim, Germany. January 15th, they're in Newcastle, England. January 16th for SmackDown, they're in London, England. January 17th, they're in Gdansk. I'm not sure if the G's silent there. Poland. They're in Nottingham. Then they're in Northern Ireland, in Belfast there for Raw. And then the Rumbles in Saudi Arabia. So like, dude, that is wear and tear on the boys and girls. You know what I mean? These are some fucking big shows. They're going to be jam-packed, crazy crowds, putting it all on the line. Hopefully people aren't worn down and beat up for the fucking Rumble, and they're not all fatigued and shit. That's my honest to God's worry leading into that shit, man. That's a rough fucking journey. Like, they go to Germany, then they leave. They'll probably split up into 2 teams though. Yeah, because they'll have SmackDown guys in Germany, then Scotland, and then you have the Raw guys in Denmark, then Germany. So Germany just getting fucking a bunch of WWE action, but it's split up, right? Oh boy, it's going to be interesting. But that is a crazy Europe tour right before heading to Saudi, and then doing a show there. What a schedule. What else do we have here? Yeah, that's what we have. Well, let's get into releases and this NXT house show. Well, the last thing here, actually, no, we have Happy Thursday. I'm used to Wednesday, but what's this Thursday you speak of?
Gotta find someone. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
These people are not good right now.
Yeah,
We gotta find someone good.
Hit it.
This is 5.
Hit
right?
it. Ow. Hit it. Ow. Hit it. Ow. Ow.
Take 5.
What is your name?
Right here. In the mic.
That is not her name.
Yes.
Fallon Henley.
Okay, and how do you spell
That's not my name.
QCC?
NQ.
Wrong. Okay, go ahead and ask for the next question, honestly.
Real question. Listen. Serious.
Here. Focus.
Horses or cows?
Horses.
Pick one. Oh my.
We like McDonald's.
Horses. No, we like cows. We like milk. Come on.
Obvious.
Milk.
I was thinking more like hamburgers, but it's fine.
Hamburgers actually are better. Get on this.
So is Thursday just behind the scenes of Wednesday? Because if so, I'm here for it, Eric.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
Take 2.
What is your name? Callie Armstrong.
That's your one.
Would you ever mix stripes or polka dots together?
That's illegal.
She has some good answers. How do you spell NQCC?
LMNOP.
Ugh, get out of here. Are you serious right now?
Like, where is everyone?
Yeah, I don't know where anyone is, honestly. Is anyone even at work? Come on.
Pardon me.
Wow.
Do the thing.
Take
Oh my
6.
gosh.
Oh
What's your name?
Carmen.
And how do you spell NQCC?
NQ.
Wrong.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's just like extras, behind the scenes extras. Here's Moose, DNA.
Boo, she sucks.
Tatum.
Boo, Chat GPT said.
Oh.
He's never making it. He's not going to make it.
Literally said okay. This way. That way. Okay.
Stop.
Take
What is your
7.
name?
Great.
Izzy Dame.
And how do you spell NQCC?
IZZ.
Oh my.
What? Are you illiterate?
Okay, here's the real question. Okay, so lock in, okay? Locked. Tyra or Tizzy?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think we're gonna get Happy Thursday. I mean, I suppose if Ren posted it, then it's good. But I was gonna say we're gonna get the Thursday Night Wars here if we don't the Ren's Gray Night Wars here if we don't stop fucking around. I like Ren's Day way better than Thursday.
Tyra is doing pretty good.
Honestly,
You know what I'm saying?
It's Tizzy.
No, that's the wrong answer. Honestly, that's not the right answer. That's not. This life has ended already. It's honestly. Oh my gosh, it's huge.
Okay, guys. So let's get into the releases and all of that. Here, I'll check in with chat here. Some super chats here. Juan Tenta for 2 says that hard D of yours has Saudi running in the veins. You what? You what? What are you saying? That hard D of yours has Saudi running in the veins. Damn. Well, thank you, Juan Tenta, for all the support. And Sassy Gill 8724 gifted. Oh my God, everyone, acknowledge Sassy Gill. Let's fucking go. Gifting 5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. Okay. I don't know why I hit that. Let's go. Thank you very much. Hopefully people got those who really fucking wanted them and needed them, you know? Amazing contribution. Thank you, Sassy Guy. Juan Tenta for 5 says, is it last equivalent AEW match less 30% or the last WWE PLE event plus 30% stars? Or is it based on tiers, multiple example, 15%, 60%, 120%? Is it last equivalent AEW match 30% less stars, the last WWE PLE event plus 30% stars? Well, if it's in the Tokyo Dome, then it's plus 3.5 stars, Juan Tenta. I don't know what you're asking me, but listen. Dave adds 30% to everything. So 30% more stars for every AEW match. 30% on top of that if you're Osprey, Omega, or Fletcher, or Ibushi. And then you get 30% less stars if you're in WWE. Like if he doesn't give AJ, Cena, 5 stars. He's a fraud. George Capture for 2 says, get to 100 likes. I will gift 5 memberships. Oh, shit. You've all been challenged. A challenge afoot. Challenge. Dun, 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 dun. How many likes are we at on the Clips channel? Let's look at the Clips channel here. I will look at it quickly. I don't know how many likes we're at, but we're about to get to like WWE releases news. Releases news. Okay. We're at 79 likes over at youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. We have 325 watching across X and YouTube. So come on over to YouTube. If you're on X, hit like, or if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like. And yeah, let's get up to 100 likes, and then George Capture will gift 5 memberships. That's fucking amazing. I know we can do it. We're at 80 now. See that? We already jumped real high. So we're at 110 likes if you count Max. That's fucking rules. Okay, let's talk about these releases and shit, okay? Let's talk about this house show first. So what happened was we got some fucking injuries. Here's JC Jane. She got injured at the live event you see here. This is your fucking champion right now, and she got the X and limped off, I guess. Right, and we move along here. She got hurt, and then look at this fucking spot. And this is Fallon Henley taking some bullshit from Ruka and Zarya. Now, I like Zaruka, but have they done this on TV? This is where you try it as a house show or at the PC, because it's not like that crazy of a fucking move, but it turned out to be something that you might think is basic. But have they ever done the lawn dart into the Soul Snatcher? I don't mean to spoil it, but like, fuck. Look at this. One more time. And it looks scary, but I mean... God damn. If Fallon, I think Fallon, though, if you do a real breakdown here, I think she gets her foot down. Like, see, she gets her foot down first. So as ugly as the landing is, she gets her foot down, and then Soul's able to grab her. So Fallon, just profesh, man, looked way nasty. And even the crowd, you can hear the crowd going, holy fuck, like, because Soul sort of landed on her. Like, that's where you can get Chris Nowitzki'd, right? You get fucking KO'd. Like, you hear people going, oh my God, and shit. So I'm glad she's okay. I think it just looked nastier than it was, which is the art of the game, right? So, yeah, I just hope she's okay and there's no injuries there. Speaking of everyone being okay, all of a sudden we got Obafemi and Omos at this house show, and they squared off, and everybody went fucking crazy. And this is an NXT house show, so Oba's still doing some shit in NXT, and Omos is down there. I've always said, and they shake hands, and I've always said, man, Apollo Crews, who's still signed by WWE, by the way, he just went and finished his schooling or whatever. I want to see Apollo do that Nigerian shit again, but with Oba and Omos, and do it on the main roster. And, you know, like, I would fucking rule. I mean, they don't have to fake accents and shit. I know some people get triggered by that, or they laugh at it. It's pro wrestling. They're playing characters. Let them do whatever. But I just think, like, that's the fucking move, man. I'm not saying, again, they need spears and shields and shit. But if they make a faction and are like, because Apollo Crews was Yuha Nation, right? And they just need to do that, like Wakanda and M'Baku. Like, that's what, that's how fucking Obafemi describes himself. They asked him who would play you in a movie. He's like, who's the guy who plays M'Baku in Wakanda Forever? That's me. So he knows that. He used to not have the accent. He fakes the accent, Kofi Kingston style, and it works for him. Kofi Kingston didn't really work for him when he did the Jamaican accent, especially because I think he's like from Ghana, isn't he? So like his folks are or whatever, right? So it's like, kind of crazy. He's from America, I believe, right? But or was Kofi born in Ghana? I'm not sure, but it's like it gets just have them do that. I think it would work if you like did it seriously and not sort of like the Apollo, all of it. Yeah, now you're Akeem the African Dream, pal. Now you have an accent when you didn't forever type thing, and you're Apollo fucking Crews. Like everyone knows who you are, dude. And now we're just going to switch you up and like sort of just make a joke out of you. Like, don't do it that way. Make it serious like the way they do Obafemi. Obafemi's booked like, you know, he's booked, he's wearing the furs and he's who, you know, and he's like, I'm M'Baku is what he says in the interview. And that's it's like what he's emulating. It fucking works, man, if you do it seriously, as Shawn Michaels has proven in NXT. So I don't know, man. This is awesome seeing them square off. Obafemi is almost being built into like an attraction as well. Like Omos is the ultimate attraction, I think, as far as it's not like he's selling a bazillion tickets, but if they put him in a world title match, if Brock Lesnar wants to come back and have a match against him, if he shows up in the Rumble, if he shows up in AAA, it's someone you're like, oh shit, he shows up at this NXT show. If they build the way Obafemi destroyed everyone in NXT, if they're right, he could be that type of dude where it's like a Brock Lesnar aura if they do it right on the main roster as well. And I don't know, man, having him square off with Omos, they're just building that. It went viral at this like local NXT show, and this venue looks cool. AEW drawing what NXT house shows do.
Holy shit! Holy shit! So much meat!
They're just chanting meat at it. So, okay, yeah. So, Omos and Obafemi are both Nigerian, and Apollo Crews is both of his parents are Nigerian. So there you go, dude. That's the faction right there. Oh, you just throw the same. Alfred Konuwa says it best. It's like, what set you rep? You know, like everybody, yeah, man, you know, you gotta, what's the first thing that happens when you go to jail? What set you rep? You know what I mean? So I'm here for that, dude. I don't I would like to see it, but yeah, Omos laying out Femi. And yeah, let's continue along. So this is the developmental. That was an epic house show that went down, but the news breaking of all of the developmental talent. So some of them fortunately got re-signed, and we saw, of course, that Thundercat guy, Shiloh Hill, who was on LFG. I don't even think he's on Evolve or anything yet, but he's signed to Paradigm, so obviously he'll be around for a while, you got to imagine. And sources indicate to Body Slam that WWE ID contract of current Evolve men's champion Jackson Drake has been renewed. So congrats to him. His contract was renewed. He's the current champion. Also, there was one, I believe, who was renewed. I can't remember. Oh, well, yeah, it was him. It was Jackson. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that's who it was. It was Jackson Drake. Okay. And then Shiloh Hill was signed to Paradigm. So some good news, okay, for some of the rookies. Now, unfortunately, there's bad news for some of these releases. Now, I didn't see this fucking coming. Okay, I DM'd Husey. I was like, dude, all the big names of fucking the ID. I threw in the Discord, whatever I said. I was like, the big names of ID are leaving. I didn't realize like Wesley was going to be gone and shit. So it's unfortunate. Some of them are disappointing. Some of them are shocking. And some of them, it's like, okay, I don't know who the fuck they are and they'll be fine. they're in developmental. In 4 years, they could come back. But for now, we'll give a price. So Zeta Steel, okay, one of the names, and this was on like Thursday. And Zeta announces she will not be re-signing with ID. She was the first announced member of the ID program, apart from the Vanity Project on WWE Evolve. Zeta has an incredibly high ceiling, so she's going to be fine. But I expected, okay, there's some deals coming up, and people are going to be like, I can go make money elsewhere after getting a bit of the WWE rub. I'm already seeing what I'm making on some of these indies more than I was before the WWE rub. Maybe the deals they're offering them aren't looking as good and shit. Who knows? Zeta Steel, maybe she thought by the end of her ID contract, they'd be like, we want you in NXT. Or we want you on Raw or something. But instead, she's here like getting offered another ID contract, I'm assuming. And so she's like, my contract's coming up. Or they just said, fuck it, and aren't renewing. But she said, I've decided to not renew. Yeah, so they offered her something. My WWE ID contract. I'm incredibly grateful for all the knowledge, experience, and opportunities I've gained along the way. But at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for me. Boom. I'm only 21. Exactly. She could sign in 10 years from now and be fine and be ready for SmackDown or whatever. She's going to, here's what we'll talk about this in the end. But all these companies should be thanking WWE for them releasing all these people into the wild with infinite more knowledge and expertise and maybe not expertise, but knowledge and sorry about that, guys. Muted myself. So they have infinite more knowledge and all of that, right? That they're able to spread out into the indies and hopefully rub off on other people. Yeah. Everyone's like, what happened to you? I'm just talking very flagrantly and bumping shit. So she decided she's only 21 and she says, I've already done so much, but I'm just getting started. Exactly. It's like the Austin Theory thing. Why rush it? You have fucking time. Go make some Tony Khan money now for 4 years. Come back, One that shocked me, but there's more to it than meets the eye, Brian. Kylie Ray says, today I share that my time with WWE ID is coming to an end. As I was informed, my contract will not be renewed. So they chose not to renew her contract, but there's a reason for it. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunities, memories, and people I met along the way. Thank you to everyone who supported me during this chapter. It truly means the world. As for the next chapter, I'm so ready to meet you once I pop this baby out, of course. God damn it, man. So congrats to Kylie Ray. So she told them, look, I'm fucking pregnant and I'm, it's good for her. So moving along here. So Kylie Ray announces WWE exit after contract not renewed amid pregnancy. And so that could just be like a mutual thing where they're like, look, when you're done, call us. That's what it's always been with Kylie Ray. In fact, she shouldn't even be in the ID program, but she she does stuff. She she struggles. Again, I'm not trying to I don't fucking know her. I'm not trying to throw her business out there. She obviously has this thing where she doesn't want to be on the big stage, and she really wants to be in WWE, but she just wants to be doing the ID indie system and all of that. Now she's having a fucking baby. So she's a great mind for the business. And yeah, it's definitely sorry. We might have a run in from someone interesting tonight here. And yeah, it's just it's someone that definitely benefited the people around her being there, right? So let's move along here. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Live on the air. And interesting. Okay, so sorry about that. Answering DMs. We're not muted. We're here. Very compelling radio, I know. But so yeah, Kylie Ray is somebody everybody benefits from having around. She's gonna go be a mom. Phone call away. WWE Evolve talent Draco Knox has revealed he's been released by the company. So Draco Knox says, effective immediately, I have been released from my contract with WWE. I'm thankful for every person and every day I spent in that PC. I give everything I have every single day for the business. I will be available for bookings in 30 days. Email drakestarks dot 43@gmail.com. So hit him up for bookings. Zara Zacher says, as of today, my contract with WWE ID has expired and I'll be taking a step back from wrestling. I'm so grateful for all the people I met and everyone who supported me. I don't know if or when I'll be back, but I'm hopeful for the future. So again, these are like a lot of the first names that we heard announced for the ID program, but then we also had LFG and Evolve folks step away. Some bigger names, if you will. So Body Slam has confirmed that Braden Ray, a.k.a. Sexy BJ Ray, has been released by WWE. This is a guy...
You what?
They're on the LFG TV show, putting this kid over. You have legends putting him over. Like, this guy's so entertaining, etc., etc. Then he fucks around and gets released somehow. Like, how does that work? Where does he go? He was solid. Was he green in the ring? Fuck yeah. Did he have a character you could get invested? Yeah. Did he fucking cut a promo? Yeah. They could have used him to like elevate other people and shit. It's weird, man. And then another name that's it. I forget her name. This girl's name was like what the fuck was her name on LFG? I can't remember, but she lost, okay? And everybody was like, this Lee girl is going to be a star. She has all the star qualities. And I was just like, I don't know, man. She has a look and she has a pose during her entrance. She thought of a cool little entrance. Who gives a fuck? She seems like she doesn't care. She seems like she doesn't try. She always puts the blame on other shit. Whenever she had a bad match, she was always fucking... And I don't mean to bury this girl here, but she was always like putting the blame on other people and shit. And maybe that's for dramatic effect of the LFG show. But they put her on Evolve and they gave her the name Jintala. And I remember they trademarked it and all of that. And they changed her name to Jintala. So she's been released. What the fuck? Like, what is this? Just cost-cutting measures? Company super bloated? So another guy from LFG. This guy holds all the records. Now, again, he actually works decently. I thought he was a guy that you could really fucking develop from LFG. I was like, this guy here, if you gave the time to, like, he could be your next big, like, mainstream guy. He could be your top fucking guy if you booked him correctly and shit. This Jamar Hampton guy has every record at the PC. He has like the longest ever, the longest. Hey, I know what he's got. The longest. Am I right, ladies? No, he's got like the longest high jump, the longest long jump, the fucking whatever they do, the most chin ups, the most whatever. There's like one record he doesn't have or something like that at the PC, right? Jamar Hampton, WWE says today, and they put him on Evolve and whatnot, and they said, today I've officially been released from the WWE. I never wished to be a pro wrestler growing up, but I'm grateful I got the opportunity to try. I've always been a low-key, out-the-way type of person, but wrestling forced me to grow and step into the center of attention. Thank you to everyone who encouraged me to keep going. Belief in me kept me going when I didn't believe in myself. This is the end of my wrestling career. Holy shit. So he just didn't want it. He just didn't want it. I'll leave it to the professionals now. Wishing success for everyone at the PC. Love, my hip hasn't healed and I'm off crutches now. So he might have fucked himself up bad and just said, fuck it. I can go like be a personal trainer and make money and shit that way. Right? I don't got to do this. So WWE releases LFG star Hayes Jameson from contract, and she was on the LFG show as well. So this is what I mean. Like LFG's more of a flop than Evolve or anything else. Or like the ID, like what the fuck was the point of all of this? This fucking LFG show. So you're just gonna, not only is it just rigged to give Michelle McCool a fucking belt or whatever to try and force her down our fucking throats on A&E to 100,000 viewers on A&E, but you're gonna fucking you're going to just fire everyone when the show's done? What's the point then? Get rid of the fucking show. So WWE Evolve lost their general fucking manager. Now, before we get into the 2 NXT releases and then a quick recap, this one took everybody by shock for sure when it comes to Evolve and all that, right? Like Stevie Turner. And a lot of people were saying, oh, she's a nepotism hire and shit. I disagree. Like, what has Pretty Deadly done for them to have pull to be like, yeah, hire my wife? Oh, we just hired her because she's a Pretty Deadly's wife. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that. They stuck her in this position of like, you're a GM and shit for a reason. Now, I'll be honest, when Evolve started, I was like, why don't they just put like Robert Stone or one of these guys in the fucking role? You know, like there you have fucking William Regal right there and shit. Like, why don't they? Ava should be the GM of Evolve and William Regal should be the fucking GM of NXT or whatever, however you do it. But Evolve, GM Stevie Turner announces her exit from the company. So again, did they just offer? I think what happened was, if I had to guess, they offered them all just like the same fucking deal. And they're all sitting there like, what? We thought we'd for surely get moved up to like NXT and be the next crop of NXT. And for some reason, WWE's not calling up all of these NXT people who are fucking ready. And then calling up some of these Evolve folks like Stevie Turner and some of these names, right? They could have called them all up. And they're fucking not. And I'm not saying all of them, but like Zeta Steele and shit. Like if she was on NXT every week, would people be mad at it? No, we're watching her develop. Like Kalani Jordan and some of these girls are fucking ready for the main roster, you know? So for some reason, I think they just offered them all the same fucking deals. Yeah, another year or 2 of this. And they're all just like, no, I thought, you know, what the fuck? A bunch of them chose not to re-sign. Now, Evolve is very much ID. It's very much NIL and it's very much LFG as well, but it's very much ID and Stevie Turner is very much was ID'd, I believe. And she's involved in Evolve or was. Now she, like, who's the fucking GM? Who watches Evolve every week? Who's going to take over? Did they do a storyline or is she just gone? That's what's fucking crazy. So she's just gone from WWE entirely. She says, my time with WWE has come to an end. I've had a brilliant time, and I'm so excited for the future. See you soon. And I guess her name is Bobby Tyler. And a lot of the sickos are like, Bobby Tyler's all elite and shit. And she probably will be. But it's crazy. Like, usually when they take someone who can wrestle and seems like is good looking like Stevie Turner and like can wrestle and shit like that, when they stick them in like you're a GM role, it's usually because they see something more in the person. You know, like they see like you could do other things too. Like you have to me at least, the perception, like when they put fucking Paige, when Paige can't wrestle and they make her GM of SmackDown, there's a reason, man. She was there with Emma, like tearing it down in NXT. If it wasn't for Paige and Emma and shit, there's no women's evolution, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay. Her and AJ Lee in that wonky era, there was a few standouts. Paige came in. She was in that first era of like right before Becky and the 4 Horsewomen, man. It was like Paige and Emma and shit, right? Stevie Turner, I thought like, okay, they see something in her that like I'm not seeing. Her mind for the business or something. I didn't know what it was. You guys know, if you go back and listen to the show, I was like, damn, they couldn't have put someone else in this role. I just feel like it's kind of random, but hey, maybe they see something in her, like Ava. Ava, it's like, oh, she's The Rock's daughter. Okay. Like, it's better she's not wrestling, I guess. That she's, they see something in her more than just like fucking, well, it's The Rock's daughter. Let's be honest. That's what they see in her. But with Stevie Turner, I was like, what is it that they're seeing that I'm not seeing? Who fucking knows? Because she just left the company. So that was like a short-lived whatever the fuck. Rehire Rockstar Spud or put William Regal on Evolve, or I'm not watching anyways every week. I got to be honest. So I don't care what they fucking do, but it just seems like if you're watching the show every week, she's just gone. Stevie Turner started getting over with everybody. She was just in the last Wednesday segment, for fuck's sakes. So that one was pretty shocking. And then we go up to NXT. Lance Anoa'i, who got re-signed. So I think he was used as like in a dark match or as a jobber in WWE before on Raw or something. So all these years later, he gets re-signed, right? And we never saw him on fucking TV. We thought, even with this MFT angle that went down on SmackDown, a lot of people thought, oh, Lance could be joining until Tama Tonga gets back. I'm so glad Tama's back, by the way. But no, dude. Lance goes, I would officially announce my departure from WWE. I didn't have the best of luck since I arrived. I will not let this stop me from achieving to be great. I've worked hard on the indies for 15 years. Now let's get back to work. 30 days, accepting bookings. So shout out Lance Anoa'i, and we never got to see him join the Bloodline or anything like that, join the MFTs. And it's probably for the better that it's Tama and wasn't Lance. Some people were throwing that out there, and then he gets released, and that's unfortunate. And but we didn't even see 1 minute of him in NXT to like be able to even judge it. He's been hurt the whole fucking time. And for a guy who they signed a year ago, and literally we haven't seen do one fucking thing. He did like a charity thing, and I think they said he like worked a house show or something, but he got hurt. He's been hurt. So yeah, it makes sense to release a guy who's like maybe injury prone, or okay, what is your last year? What have you done for us? Not to bury him or anything like that. But the one that shocked everybody, WWE has released Wes Lee, man. Now, some people may call this a fumble. I don't think so. At this, some people are fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. I don't think this is as big of a fumble as people think. I think this might be good in like a twisted way for Wesley, and I'll explain why. His dream's obviously WWE, right? The dream is WWE for every pro wrestler. A lot of people are like, his heel turn sucked. It ruined him. I fucking agree. They should not have turned him heel. It didn't like ruin him, but it's just, they didn't need to do that. Now, TNA has, they had Wentz and Miguel. They brought in Myron Reed. He's the fourth rascal. They're just missing Wes Lee. I mean, they didn't pull off MSK versus Rascals or like a 4-way between the Rascals and shit during the invasion or anything. If I'm Wes Lee, bro, I'm signing to TNA and I'm fucking reuniting, and they're pushing the Rascals to the moon. They're over as shit. It's not like the 4 Rascals can't end up in WWE again in a few years. Let's look up how old is Wes Lee WWE. Oh damn, is he 36? Holy fuck, man. He does not show it or wear it. Like, the man looks good. Wow, I thought he was more of I thought he was like early 30s at the most. Damn. So, but that's fine. It's not like, oh, he's old and wild by any means. Here's the thing. The Rascals, if they go and sign to TNA, and they're there until whatever. Here's the thing. TNA is trying to keep, and they're trying to build, and they're trying to keep guys for longer that they think they can build with, right? And a lot of their deals are coming up at BFG, and they're willing to sign like short 3-month, 2-month, 30-day. They've done it. TNA will fuck around and do a 3-month deal. If the Rascals are smart enough to have all their contracts like come up at the same time, they could leverage that against, not like against in like a negative way, but who knows, man? AEW might go, fuck it, let's bring all the Rascals in and give them all a big payday when their TNA deals are up. Maybe TNA's like, no, you four are like our pillars. No, I'm joking, but maybe Carlos Silva's like, we want all four of you. You guys fucking can be in the world, the tag and the X division. It works. Da-da-da-da-da. And they might pay them a good amount. WWE one day might bring the 4 Rascals in and do, like, we don't fucking know. We don't fucking know. There could be a future down the line. But Wes Lee, man, he's going to go make money wrestling. He'll be fucking fine, dude. And this could be a blessing in disguise as far as like the Rascals could go on a run selling like fucking tons of merch and shit right now. I mean, they're doing good stuff, and TNA's giving them plenty of TV time. You don't think Wes Lee, Dez will fucking fit right in there? I don't know, man. I think it's like a dream come true kind of for TNA and the Rascals right now. It might be a dream come true for those 4, man. Think about what they could do. Fatal 4-ways over the X Division title. They could split into 2. They could go 4 against the system. They could go 4 against whoever the fuck. They could, it could really, really fucking work out well for them. And I think it will. They could get draped in gold and shit. Each of them, one of them's world champ, one of them's X. The other 2 got the tag titles. Because they can all go off and do their own thing. They've all proved it, and they can all get together as a group, which is kind of what people want out of them right now. And it's just missing that piece, Wes Lee. So it's like sometimes like Dragunov gets injured. Well, he was stale on the main roster. Fucking sucks he gets injured. You don't want anyone to get injured, but when Dragunov comes back, he's going to be reinvented, reinvigorated. That might be what Wes Lee is able to do. Do we ever see them all in NXT or in? We'll see a TNA crossover, I bet, where we get the 4 Rascals taking on 4 NXT guys. We could fucking see that anytime. It's not like Wes is just done cooked. I just think there's some sort of budget cutting going on here. Clearly, because like Stevie went, they were kind of ruthless here. Just like Wes Lee, why him? It's so just random to me. It's like, what the fuck? You mean that Cutler guy's still in Dark State and you fucking cut Wes Lee? Woo! Kind of crazy to me, but we'll see. And it's just bloated. WWE's so fucking bloated. And I think this will be a blessing in disguise for Wes. So again, just to recap the names: Jamar Hampton, BJ Ray, Summer Sorrell. Oh yeah, Summer Sorrell got released too. Hayes Jameson, Draco Knox, Jen Tala, Lance Anoa'i, Stevie Turner, Wes Lee. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was WWF News. Woo! What an evening it's been so far. We got more, guys. We got more show. Don't you dare touch that dial. We have up next here. I can check in with chat quickly as well. And we have another segment queued up. We have some Dave Meltzer stuff I'm adding in on the fly here. Don't forget, guys, every Thursday, how many people are watching right now? 330 across X and YouTube. Guys, if you're over on X, come on over to youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Consider becoming a member for 99 cents. You can gift a membership. You can super chat in. That's how you support this channel. If you want to just hit like or subscribe or fucking retweet or whatever, that's an awesome way to support too. I appreciate that so goddamn much. What else? Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube, and then right after wherever podcasts are. It's my new podcast, my new show, Dave Meltzer, Dumb Moment of the Week, Double DMW. over here on YouTube and on X. Thank you guys for being here so much. I appreciate the PWT universe. And we definitely are going to do a Sickos and Wackos segment before all said and done tonight. I am looking for quickly. I'm just looking to see if I want to do this, if we're going to save it for another day. Yeah, we might save this for another day. Okay, and then we're going to do a Sickos. Yeah, this is going to be funny. Jesus Christ. What's chat saying? Chat me up, chat. What are you guys saying? Chat me up. Yeah, we will do this to hype up BFG. Perfect. Oh, yes. We have just a brilliant week leading up to BFG is tomorrow. So we are going to do some TNA news here next, chat. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to check in with chat here. We have BFG tomorrow, so we got to. And guys, I was going to go live for BFG, but it's Canadian Thanksgiving. I just won't fucking be able to. Just going to be honest, man. Going to be hanging with families and shit, getting fat, eating some bird. Okay, doesn't Bianca have a built-in story with Jade? George says 10 more likes. Oh yeah, and at 100 likes, George said he will fucking gift some membership. So run those likes up, you hate watchers. Poor Jungle Jack Perry, no more Anna J. Let's hear that JD news. Caps crushing the Islanders. Yeah, that JD news is coming during the Sicko segment. Don't worry. Rascals versus Dark State. That could be fun. Wesley will be 37 next month. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought he was like 32 or some shit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some banjos in the motherfucking chat, because it is time for a good old country boy like myself, Canadian country boy. It is time for TNA news. So Carlos Silva says that if young TNA talent want to go to WWE, he'll help them get there. And a lot of people were like, oh, he's just a little cuck. No, he just understands the pecking order, and he's been benefiting from developing people, and he has good connections with WWE. And if he can get an AJ Styles on his show in exchange for young talent to, you know, help get them to WWE, like, it's just, they have a good part. It's called a partnership. Who gains the most? TNA being affiliated from WWE with WWE benefits the most just from that alone, let alone anything else they do. Okay, so quid pro quo. So he says TNA is an interesting platform because we can bring and provide a new platform for legends that have already been in the game for 10 and 15 years plus, but we can also help bring on the young talent. Look, is that talent at times going to leave? Is that talent going to want to go to WWE if they're younger talent? They are, and I've said it, and I said it in our Nick Nemeth knows this. I will be the person that will help them as well. If that's the path, that is great. I also know that they're going to continue to support TNA and maybe come back to TNA someday to continue creating this engine, and that's how we're going to continue to operate. So he told that to Jonathan Coachman. Here's a clip of him talking about how he's going to get a TV deal done, and they're going to be on a new platform in 2026. I hope it's not just like some whack streaming shit and they're on the CW.
So where are we at right now on a potential streaming deal or a potential television deal?
So yeah, one and the same in today's world for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's the same place we were last week. I sort of made some statements on a couple of platforms that we are literally every single day. In fact, I had a call on Monday, and we're working with lawyers to get the deal together. So I feel good about it. It's moving forward, and we're gonna get a deal done, and we're gonna be on a new platform in 2026. And it's like everything, can't really talk about it yet till the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. But I feel really good about it. I'm super excited about the partnership and where it's going to take TNA. So I would just say stay tuned. Give me a little bit of time. But look, it's October 8th today, and 2026 isn't far off. So I think something's going to be in the books very soon.
Fuck yeah. Hopefully that's BFG. I think that's what he thought when he gave that 90-day window. The maths on that. But yeah, 26, man. Let's see.
So where are we at right now?
I can't wait, and I can't wait for the ratings wars. TNA versus AEW versus NXT. That's going to be fucking amazing. And this is Carlos Silva had this to say about stories and stuff, which is good to hear. It should be the prime thing Tony Khan talks about, other than just like this match.
The elevation and the crossover, I think, is exactly what everyone thought about when the partnership came together. But like everything in a partnership or a marriage, you don't really know till you get going. And it seems to have kept building and building. And now with last night coming together with, NXT versus TNA, I think it just sort of capped it again. But yet there's still all these stories as we look at the next month, 2 months, even into 2026 that can come together that I think is great for the fans. And I know that Shawn Michaels is thinking the same way. We had a great night together. It was
pause.
Yeah, we sort of shook on it at the beginning of the night, and then it rolled right in, and it turned out to be great. Yeah,
that's good shit, man. It's awesome. And the TNA chants for AJ Styles and shit. So Nick Nemeth is not interested in wrestling for NXT as part of the TNA partnership. And again, if people aren't interested in it, Carlos Silva ain't going to force you and shit as well. And you can't tell me that Nemeth hasn't been a positive for TNA either. So there you go. Here's him talking about going back and forth with Vince McMahon over his match with Goldberg at SummerSlam 2019.
I assumed it would be a
shout out Chris Van Vliet.
2 minutes of heat, but like me moving out of the way and like him taking himself out to a turnbuckle and then like a couple moves from him and we go to his finish or something. And I was told like, no, ding, 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 spear, jackhammer.
Well, you hit him with 2 super kicks.
Yeah. But I was told like, here's the deal. And I go, Vince, why am I in this match when anybody could take a spear and a jackhammer? I go, we built this up. We pretended it was going to be Miz. Then we pretended it was going to be Shawn Michaels for one night. And we had like this face off just so you could play the Goldberg music and make this like, what's the point of ding, 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 spear, jackhammer? Like I go, a local could do it. Anybody could do it. And he was like, well, he was like, I don't know what he can do with you. I don't know. I go, if I can't be in this match doing something, then I have to leave this company right now. And I'm not kidding. I go, if this is purely for someone, a scarecrow to take a spear and a jackhammer, I don't want to work here. And also it was supposed to be my second last night anyway. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm fighting with him all day. And luckily I'm at a point in 2019 where it's like, I'm not just going to go, okay, you're right. I should just take the moves. I'm fighting.
Got a Toxie shirt.
I'm like, it should be something. I should kick him. I should end with my finish. I should do something to where he has to come up out of it. And we're just going to his finisher anyway, but there should be something other than a bell, because then there's no little ride. There's no anything. There's just a finisher. And if the crowd's hot on his entrance, they don't get hotter. We don't take him down. We don't bring him up. And I pitched a million different ways to do something. And finally it was super kick on the bell, get a false out of it, super kick him again, and then get broken in half. And I go, yeah, okay, that's something at least. There's like some up and down that we can go with.
It's all about storytelling, pal, or making me $1 million. What can I say? Nick Nemeth reveals he was never close to joining AEW. Yeah, he's not a dumbass. And his brother was there, and his brother didn't like it, and you already know. He says, I wasn't. I love so many people there. I've had a couple conversations with Tony Khan in the past, and I rooted for those guys every step of the way. AEW being a thing helped a bunch of people out. Worst case scenario with negotiating and setting up their careers for years down the line. I go, if this ends in 2 or 3 years, it helped a bunch. See, this is the thing. Dolph is sitting here. I know he's not saying like it will happen, but he's just like, if this thing ends, in 2 or 3 years, it'll help a bunch of people. And they're rocking and rolling, doing their thing. But yeah, you just serious guys who are serious about their business, like Dolph, when you fucking talk to, or Nick Nemeth rather, when you talk to a Tony Khan, You're like, what the fuck? Him and Goldberg have that part in common. That's so. Here's Nemeth talking about Vince McMahon breaking a handshake deal. I never break a deal, pal. If we shake hands, it's final. Yeah.
And I lost on Sunday to Goldberg. I'll lose there to Mike. And then I was out of the company. And on a handshake deal, I was out. And that day, I was told that I would not be allowed to be out.
Why did you want to leave then?
Same reasons. I want to go see if I can be good and a world champ elsewhere, because my time here is just, I'm passing the torch to Goldberg at this point. Like, what am I doing here? So it was like, I will make this beautiful. I will make Monday beautiful. And those are my last 2 days.
So that might have been AEW at that point in time.
Possibly.
Because AEW had just started up.
Yep.
If we're talking about late summer, early fall of 2019.
Yep.
Wow.
And he's like, I can't let you go. I go,
was your contract up?
Here's the catch.
Okay.
There's another year on the deal, but we had shaken hands. And that's fine. I need to learn. Like, hey, we shook hands and he reneged on the deal. I didn't. And I said, okay, I'll be here. But then there was like maybe a year and 2 months left to go. I go, man, I felt very betrayed, but it's business. And that's how that goes. And I go, okay. He goes, I have the paperwork. You can't. And I was like, I know. We shook hands, but I can't let you go. He goes, what if you show up at AEW and be the world champ? I'm like, yeah, wouldn't you look stupid?
So then were you just counting down the days?
But at that point I said, okay, I assumed after that deal I was done, but I go, listen, I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. I already am. I do everything I can, but I go, I'm going to have everything ready to go that says they need to pay me a bunch of money to not leave and go somewhere else, or they'll just let me go and say, hey, that was a hell of a run. Thanks for everything.
Nick Nemeth rules, dude. He's way more badass than people give him fucking credit.
And I lost on Sunday
with shit like that. The Inspiration TNA contract. So a bunch of TNA contracts are coming up after BFG or around then. The Inspiration's TNA contracts are currently set to expire after Bound for Glory. Those spoken to in TNA say they expect a deal to get done to keep them in the company. Well, they're your fucking champs, so you better. Team 3D and Hardys aren't using their WWE names, so they're not the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys for Bound for Glory. They're just going by their TNA names, which is the way to go. Tommy Dreamer, speaking of Bound for Glory, Tommy Dreamer he chooses the Hardys as the greatest tag team of all time. Let's hear his argument for it.
Does the victory last night by the Hardys make them the greatest tag team of all time?
I put the Dudleys over the Hardys, not my fandom, but just like if I'm being shoot about it, I think the Dudleys are the GOATs over Hardys and ENC if we're talking about those three teams.
How can you walk around planet Earth and after this moment say that the Hardy Boys are not the greatest tag team of all time?
Wow. Now that's a statement made by Tommy Dreamer. I got chills hearing that from you.
Because the Hardy Boys, after their victory last night and attaining a title that has eluded them in their entire career, now makes them the greatest tag team of all time in the history of tag team wrestling. All the way back to Australia.
Wow. Does the
So yeah, dude, I don't know if I agree with that. I think the Dudleys might have them beat, but it's Brandon DE will enter the Call Your Shot Gauntlet this Sunday at Bound for Glory. So he's in like a fucking gauntlet match, I guess, and he's like a YouTuber or something. I don't know. So that's kind of cool, trying to get some social media eyeballs. Speaking of the Hardys, here is them winning the Hog Tag Team Championships.
Tag Team Champions. House of Glory Tag Team Champions, Max Jeff the Hardy.
I think their music's public domain. We should be good. But yeah, dude, they've won like every tag title there is to win. So you could make the argument, but I don't really know what the HOG tag to. They're on another expedition for gold. So moving along here, the world. So more content creators. That's right. See, I forgot about all this shit in TNA news today. The BDE guy. Okay, world famous content creators, the Haroon twins. Have you ever heard of these people? I've never heard of any of these fucking people. And the Brent Oakley. Brent Oakley will be sitting front row at Bound for Glory to cheer on their other content creating partner. Let's take a look here.
Hey, yo, what's up, Brent?
Twins, what's up, my boys?
Bro, please tell me.
Okay, this is so fucking fake already. Holy shit.
You've heard about BDE being in the Call Your Shot gauntlet match.
As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with the Beat himself. I cannot believe we're going to be front row for that.
And bro.
Okay, I can't believe you got that mustache, bro. We got to fucking move along. I don't know who any of these folks are. Trey Miguel, speaking of the Rascals, appeared at the NXT live event in Detroit to challenge Ethan Page for the North American Championship. Ethan Page, of course, defended, but Trey Miguel getting some shine there. We've seen Wentz and Wes Lee tear it down in NXT. Miguel getting some shine, and Myron Reed getting, having a great match with Slater recently and doing his thing in TNA. Wesley's going to go to TNA, make a bunch of fucking money, hopefully, with them, help their business rise. He was on the CW before, so you don't think they wouldn't like to have him on TNA on the CW or TNA on whatever. And a lot of people are worried because of like football and shit that TNA is not going to, it's not a worry, man. The people watching TNA are watching fucking TNA, and they're about to go live a bunch of weeks in a row is what the rumor is. So we're going to see, man. I think this whole end of the year is going to be, it's going to be like an amazing time for the wrestling world when it's going to be so much healthier, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the sickos will melt down harder, but I think it's going to be just more enjoyable to compare NXT, AEW, TNA. Because once TNA starts beating AEW in the ratings too, then like they have no choice. There's no games you can play to fuck around. Like it'll just be those three getting compared, and then Raw and SmackDown can do their things, That's how it should be. But yeah, shout out Miguel, shout out the Rascals. So yeah, sources say the Hardys deal is up next month, unless an extension was quietly reached. The company does hope to retain them. So they'll be able to stay under contract in TNA, while getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and all that shit can still happen, right? They're the current NXT fucking tag champs. So that can absolutely happen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was TNA news. So I'll play a band roll. But Bound for Glory is tomorrow night, Canadian Thanksgiving, and we have Trick Williams, or we'll start from the top here. The Inspiration versus the Elegance brand, Heather and M, and that is for the Knockouts World Tag Team titles. I suspect the Inspiration will defend them. Singles match for TNA X Division Championship, Slater versus Javon Evans. I mean, what a fucking dream. And I'll be watching TNA, by the way. I will review it on the Member Monday show, 99 cents. Get your memberships. And yeah, I'm going to review it on the Monday show I do, which is like a members only show. Call Your Shot Gauntlet. So there's 20-person intergender. The winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing, any championship. Tessa, and there should be some surprises there. Maybe Wes Lee fucking calls his shot. Maybe I know they say, 30 days, and they haven't been. Maybe pick up the phone and go, okay, but what if I go to TNA for this BFG thing? Will you guys be fucking mad? Will you guys really be mad at me or what? Like, can we just work this out? Let me go, sure, but can we fucking just, who knows? Just pick up the phone, fucking call Triple H. That's what I'll say. Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller, which is crazy. Blanchard is going to beat Miller, but Miller will like put up a fight, Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Maclin, which is a rematch, I think, for the international title. I don't know. Kazarian maybe retains. I don't know. I thought they'd have something juicier, like someone from I thought like Ethan Page would be cooking up for Kazarian, like North American versus international title, or like I thought they'd have someone from NXT fighting Frankie for this thing at BFG, but I guess not. The System: Moose, Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC versus Order 4. Ali, Steels, Agent Zero, Hotch, and Skyler. 10-person intergender hardcore war. Kalani versus Indy Hartwell, singles match for the Knockouts title. The Hardys versus Team 3D for both titles, the TNA and NXT tag team titles. One final table. You know the Dudleys ain't winning, dude. You know they ain't winning the NXT titles. So I think it kind of gives it away because both the titles are on the line. Because if it was just TNA, it's like if the Hardys have the NXT, they lose them to the Dudleys, the TNA ones to the Dudleys, then the Dudleys like retire them or some shit. I could have seen them doing some crazy shit like that because it's TNA. But instead, they're probably making the smart choice, but both sets of belts are on the line. Hardy's obviously going to win. Trick Williams versus Mike Santana. God damn it. It's Mike Santana climbing the TNA mountain and then also like conquering NXT on behalf of TNA by taking out Trick, who's their former champ and the TNA champ, and he's been running amok on both shows. And this is Santana's moment, is what Bound for Glory is. And then, of course, there's the Hall of Fame, Mickie James and the Beautiful People. So I'm looking forward to that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was a TNA news. Great shit, pal. What's chat saying? 93 likes, George says. 7 more and he will gift 5 memberships. So there you go. Take George up on that, man. Roll the dice. What if the Dudleys win? That would be nuts. Then they have to vacate the NXT titles too. That's just too gross. If it was just the TNA ones, they could get away with it because it's like, well, it's TNA. They're fucking, that's some TNA shit that you do, some AEW type shit. But TNA toes the line sometimes, they'll go there. And they do lots of intergender shit in TNA. Some people don't like it. I mean, they're doing the intergender hardcore war and they're doing the casino, or what do they call it? I don't want to call it the casino gauntlet, but their version of the gauntlet battle royal fucking is always intergender now. So I'll be there. Sassy Girl will be there. That's fucking amazing. So Santana should come out to Smooth like Eddie did back in the day. Ooh, that'd be good, man. That would be good. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into, let's head over here. I'm over here now. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to pull this up. Okay, so we're getting into our next segment, folks. Sorry. Let's all hydrate. Let's all take a second. I have some root beer here with lots of ice. It's not all the time I drink a root beer, but today was the day. So 96 likes. Yeah, you guys can get to 100 before I fucking do the sicko segment, right? Hold up a Meltzer Fierce TNA sign, Sassy Girl. He'll be fucking melting down.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Drink real beer. No, I do, dude. It's just I'm having a root beer. Don't fucking trying to peer pressure me, dude. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for everyone. I'm trying to give you guys a second to get to 100. There's like almost 400 people watching across X and YouTube. Guys, youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips. Dave Meltzer, Dumb Moment of the Week. My new podcast every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on YouTube. And then wherever podcasts are, there's an audio version of it as well. We're going to do a shitload of AEW news on either Monday. Monday, I'm going to review Bound for Glory for members. And I'll do AEW news then, or maybe we'll just save it all for Wednesday. I don't know, but yeah, always fun shows lined up here at PWT. So make sure you become a member. Hit like. You can super chat in. Check out Patreon as well. I'm uploading more to there. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys all. Just hit retweet or whatever the fuck. Support, okay? Are we at the 100, George? I'm trying to milk it for you. I'm milking it as long as we can. I knew you were fucking. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Without further ado, and fuck ginger beer. You guys are talking about ginger beer. I'm talking about root beer, okay? Not fucking ginger beer. Oh, he did it. George Capture Gifts 5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. Where's my everybody, round of applause for George. Acknowledge me. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Hopefully some hate watchers got those and they're inclined to hit like next time. Thank you, George. Everyone, round of applause for George. Okay, it is also time, folks. It is Saturday, so there's only one way to end this evening, and it is with nobody's favorite segment, which is called the So Dax Harwood hit back at a fan who says FTR became a joke in AEW. Fuck. So a Twitter user decided to take a shot at Harwood and accused them of being sad and pathetic cosplay versions of their former selves from their WWE days as Revival. The fan claimed the AEW tag team had lost their mind drinking the AEW Kool-Aid. That's just like the most basic troll shit ever, and Dax bit on it, saying they become jokes compared to their earlier success. And Dax goes, "Hell yeah, brother. We've become sad and pathetic, cosplaying a once great tag team. No, not the Briscoes trilogy or Aussie Open match. Or Aussie Open match. The Aussie Open match." Just kidding. But like for real, AEW sickos know, but like the Aussie Open match. What the fuck does that mean, man? I did not know that FTR loved Meltzer stars like that. Or 58 minutes with BCG, or holding 3 world titles simultaneously. That's how I fed my family. No, none of those while drinking AEW Kool-Aid. I bet this was our good old days to you. So he just clapped back, dude. Who knows? Maybe next Dax will make an AI shirt with a guy on it and wear it around in public. So this guy at AEW fan 55426. It's like when I see accounts named this, I don't even believe it's actually an AEW fan. And I'm not saying it's like a WWE fan trying to make AEW fans look bad or whatever the fuck, but it totally could be that too, right? Like I don't discard that as an impossibility, right? So he goes, this guy says to Niccolo Piccolo, "How about buying yourself a chair and some rope?" Like, holy fuck, man. Over wrestling, you know? So what happened was WWE. Well, here, Meltzer said what the goat goes off on some folks about Crown Jewel. Should we get into the Crown Jewel stuff? We should. So Meltzer said what again? We watched Crown Jewel, right? And Jonah, Bronson Reed, fucking beat Roman Reigns. He's beaten Roman and Okada. Who the fuck can say that they've done that? But he just wanted to refresh everyone's memories here. The sickos, like Bronson Reed, he went from beating Okada to being an outcast in WWE again. How is Bronson Reed, Jonah, gonna go from main eventing with Okada to being put on main event? WWE screwed that man over. And then this guy, Bronson Reed, is a goof. The guy beat Okada in the G1 years ago and went back to WWE and did nothing, and now all of a sudden I should care. Bronson Reed made a horrible decision coming back to WWE. His booking all in all as a whole in 2023 is what the fuckish. I officially trademarked that term. Beat Okada, arguably NJPW's biggest star. 5 stars for Meltzer. Clean weeks before returning. Maybe they should have just paired him with The Miz. With The Miz? Yeah, why? So he could get super over and get a hot-ass wife and a bunch of TV shows and movies and shit? What are you talking about? Who the fuck who doesn't want that? So yeah, man, just again pulling cards like look at Jonah. Look at Jonah. I know Jonah. He squished him. So the crowd jewel, speaking of sickos and wackos, man, there was a bunch of fucking wackos in the house, sickos in the house. They were throwing beach balls around a balloon or something. I know a balloon. And they were booing the U.S. national anthem. So let's take a listen here.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed.
That's pretty savage to boo the fucking national anthem of the American company that comes over. Like, you're respectful during yours, be respectful during theirs type shit, you know? Pretty wild.
At the twilight's last gleam.
I don't agree with booing anyone's national anthem. Okay, for the record, just throwing my own personal opinion out there. Okay, the fans in Australia though, they went nuts, man. They were chanting for Moxley and MJF, right to Triple H.
Ripley is what you get. She is who she is. She brings to the table her.
John Moxley. They were also chanting "Fight Forever" to Cena and AJ, which maybe that's like one of the only. Which, by the way, John Cena versus AJ Styles still trending right now. Crown Jewel still trending right now. Collision, what? Just being honest. Cena and AJ, if you were to chant "Fight Forever" at a match, that's the one to chant it at.
Authentic self, and I think they totally get that and they feel it, and she just has that innate charisma that you cannot put your finger on exactly what it is, but you know it when you see it. And the thing is, while she's from here and they're going crazy for, it's global. I can tell you that.
And Dave will run with this. He's more proud of this. He's going to mark out and the best guy. He's going to fucking mark out and slobber all over this more than he will over like how the crowd was acting during the actual Cena versus AJ Styles match. You know what I mean?
You know, poor people don't like AEW.
As big of a reaction.
Yeah, apparently. Because these tickets were $1 billion and these people are all chatting for MJF. So maybe he's right for once.
She got here tonight. You guys all know this. As big as a reaction she got here in her home country, she gets Ripley.
And then they're booing shit. The crowd chanted, "We want Edge." Every chant they had was like, "He's a wanka. Oscar's a wanka." What else? They were saying fuck and cunt. We talked about it earlier. Just every chant was like, there's no point in even trying to censor them. So the crowd chanted, "We want Edge" at Triple H and started singing Metalingus. This one's funny.
There's going to be a lot of different ones.
Sorry. It's like, I think it's fucking.
Yeah, what an incredible night. You know, just Perth is an incredible city. Such a beautiful place. The weather's been amazing. A little cooler this time, but everything's been off the chart. Town, I've been enjoying it here, you know, for a few days now, swimming with dolphins, and hanging out and just having a great time. I want to thank tourists.
This is actually pretty legend. And Edge, he just should be in WWE, man. But here's the thing. When people tried to say, "Oh, Triple H and them are running away from these fucking mark-ass media," members? Who are the people sticking around after hours after to party and just yell at Triple H? The wackos, man, and the sickos. So, like, no, dude, by them doing this in front of the fans and away from the media, it's way more of a risk, and you're seeing it right here.
In Western Australia for bringing us here again. We've had an amazing partnership with them now for quite a few years between us and UFC. It's been epic. Tonight was no different. 13,000 fans doing this all night long. It's been epic.
It's been incredible. I was going to say, we were all buzzing watching.
Whew. So MJF chants towards Triple H. I think we heard these.
While she's from here and they're going crazy for it's global. I can tell you that as big of a
See, it's just the wrestling fans, like, you go to Australia, the wrestling fans there want pro wrestling, okay? AEW needs to capitalize on this shit. We talked about it so many times, like, go do a month of shows in Australia. Oh, we can't bring the ring because it's a special, unique ring. Build one there. And have some indies store it in a fucking warehouse or whatever. Like, Jesus Christ, how's that an issue at the highest level? You don't have your fucking official ring there. Here is, at the highest level, here's Seth Rollins melting down on the fans getting, I mean, it's a work, but is he like shoot work angry? Who knows?
Bro, there are children here. Relax, bro.
Yeah,
What's
he's like,
wrong?
relax. There's kids here. You guys are calling me a cunt, you know?
What is wrong with these people?
A lot of the children are the ones
Hey,
too.
you know what? It's not
Oh,
about
man.
you. It's not about you. Wanna come up here?
And they're going, shut the fuck up. Like, he can't even.
Do what I do. There's a reason you're all out there and I'm right here. It's because it's not about you. And the sooner you figure that out, the better off you're all gonna be. Bro, there are children here. Relax.
But yeah, I don't think he's shooting. He's just doing his thing. But yeah, it is true though. Like the fucking chants are crazy, but it's just how they talk down there. So you can't really, you know. But yeah, they chant Oscar's a shit coot. I've said it so many times, right? Kumite, right? I don't right? I don't know how many more times we can get away with it. Hughesy's not here, so but apparently if you say it in an accent, I guess you can get away with it. But chants from the Perth crowd. Whew, you know, that's pretty intense. So to cap things off here, on this wonderful evening. So on HOG, we've seen more of a presence from AEW guys. Ricochet's been out there. He said flat out to JD, bro, I'm going to get you pulled off the shows too. And Mercedes Moné goes over there to win 100 titles. And people were saying she was going to win her 10th title in Winnipeg or something, but then she ended up winning a title in Denmark. Did the Winnipeg match happen? So she's at 10 or 11 now. Or like 11 after the Winnipeg one or whatever. I don't know. Maybe she got beat in Winnipeg. I have no fucking clue. I didn't follow up on it. But, you know, JD's missing from whenever Monet and them are there, right? And so Solomonster sounds off. Says, so is JD not the play-by-play guy for HOG anymore? I can't remember the last show he was actually on. So JD says, Jerry DeRasmo. I had no idea that was his fucking name. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. JD goes, I'm here to kind of put this out there. I am still the play-by-play guy until they tell me I'm not. Until they ask me not to anymore. They have not told me I am not and told me to keep the cannoli and simply sit this one out because they wanted to do business with AEW. I'm trying to move along discussions to bring me back because it's been long enough. A lot of people tend to what they tend to think. A lot of people tend to think what they want, but I was never formally given a release or have been fired like some seem to think. Oh, here's the thing, man. JD, you got to tell them to go fuck themselves. Okay? You got to tell them to go fuck themselves then, man. Because you were in the trenches with HOG and shit, if I'm not mistaken. Someone messaged me and they were like, I'm pretty sure JD has done commentary for these guys fucking for free and shit. Trying to help build them up. So you got to just tell these people to fuck themselves, man. You're the guy at the after party. They're looking out the window, fucking laughing at you, and they don't want you in there. And they're making AI shirts, making fun of you and shit. Yeah, HOG's picking AW over you. I would just be like, fuck it. If you guys choosing them over me, that's fine. Like, I get it. It's business. But, or just work it out. Get it signed in paper. Like, okay, if AEW is your guys' daddy and says, no, I can't be on the show, then I won't be on the ones they're on. But I want it written in paper that I'll be on the ones that they're not on or whatever the fuck. Figure it out, but just say fuck them. You don't need them, man. Honestly. Yeah, why do you want to, like, okay, JD can't be there. AEW saying that, right? To them behind the scenes. What the fuck else are they saying behind the scenes about you to them and shit? People that you think you've established a relationship with, that you've helped and shit. I don't know, Jerry. Start doing fucking, start doing Kramer. I don't know, Jerry. But yeah, dude, JD, you don't need these motherfuckers, man. There's more people who watch your streams than go to these HOG shows, even with Monet on them. So, yeah, if I was you, dude, I would just be like, keep the cannoli. And just be like, let me ask you something. Never mind, I fucking hate you. No,
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
I'm just fucking around, but yeah, shout out JD, I guess, in this situation. You just gotta fucking not even put this public. Just tell them to fuck themselves. They want to work with AEW over you, man. And that's what it is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was tonight's fucking A, man. What a phenomenal show. We went like 3.5. Round of applause for the PWT universe for being here. What a spectacular time. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, StreamYard's glitch. StreamYard's like uber glitching out tonight, guys. It's really weird. I don't know. They've been adding a bunch of sweet updates, though. I'm not going to lie. W for them, but this is like one of the glitchiest it's been. And it's definitely not the net or anything. I backed myself out. I was like, I got to close all this shit. Like, it's fucking being so glitchy. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. I'm going to play you a song here. You guys can dip out if you want. I love you. You love me. We are a happy PWT. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to do my sign off. We just botched. I could have just dipped and left you all. No, it's not mute. It's just StreamYard. It's fucking around. But they have added some cool shit. I'm not going to lie. So if that's just part of that and is JD a Fugazi? StreamYards, is it like Streamlabs, I guess? I don't know. I have no clue. I'm here. Basically, HOG chose AEW over JD for business purposes. Okay, thanks, chat, for the 100 likes. I love you all. And yes, they did it for business purposes. I mean, that's their fucking prerogative. Here, I'll share this. I'll play you guys a song. It is Sicko Saturday. Why wouldn't I? Botch the fucking sign off. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'll see you in the Upside Down. And I'll see you Monday for Member Monday. Peace.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Because we had just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts.
You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
The point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We had just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Put me out of my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye. Boom.
You gotta run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we had just secured the bag.
But like, you gotta promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in two places at once. It'll be a lot like my favorite movie. Time Cop. This is so great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guys, Tony Khan.
Keep themselves